quote, spent hours at Epstein's house with a victim of sex trafficking, and said in a separate message years later that Trump, quote, knew about the girls. CBS's Aaron Navarro.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said, quote, that House Democrats selectively leaked emails to liberal media to create a fake narrative to smear President Trump. She said that the unnamed victim in the emails released this morning, whose name was redacted, is the Lake Virginia Giuffre, who had worked in the spa at Trump's resort in South Florida, Mar-a-Lago, and per Leavitt's statement, repeatedly said President Trump was not involved in any wrongdoing.
House Speaker Mike Johnson swipes at Democrats hours before a vote on the Senate-passed measure to end the government shutdown.
I just want to apologize to any Americans who are out there who still have flight cancellations or delays today. I want to apologize to the many American families who were made to go hungry over the last several weeks, our troops and other federal employees who are wondering where their next paycheck would come from. All of that's on the Democrats.
Well, CBS's Chris Van Cleve is on airport duty.
It remains a question mark for what happens throughout the day today as the government remains closed and those controllers remain working without pay. But with a potential end in sight and a promise from the Transportation Secretary of a lump sum payment being rushed out to controllers within 24 to 48 hours of the government reopening, there is hope that the staffing crunch that we have been talking about for weeks may be behind flyers.
The correspondent Ed O'Keefe reports President Trump sent a letter to Israel's president asking him to pardon Prime Minister Netanyahu.
The president called the charges against Netanyahu, quote, a political, unjustified prosecution, and said, quote, it is time to let Bibi unite Israel by pardoning him and ending that lawfare once and for all. The prime minister has been facing a years-long corruption investigation and trial, but describes it as a left-wing witch hunt.
Well, CBS's Michael Wallace tells us about jobs for the holidays.
The job site Indeed says the number of retail holiday job postings is down 15% from last year. Companies that usually hire thousands of holiday workers like UPS, Macy's, and Target haven't made any announcements this year. Many companies have been cutting jobs. Indeed, senior economist Corey Staley.
So we're seeing a lot of the broader trends in the labor market being reflected in this year's holiday hiring.
A Deloitte survey found Americans plan to cut their holiday spending by an average of almost $200 this year.
Wall Street, the Dow is up 328 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The Seattle's mayor's race is officially too close to call, but first let's go to KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. The struggle is real on northbound I-5 as you work your way through the middle of Boeing Field into downtown. It's 40 minutes right now from South Center to downtown. Some other travel times, Everett to Seattle, it's about 1 hour and 5 minutes right now. Federal Way to Seattle, another hour. Renton to Bellevue, 37 minutes. Traffic is brought to you by the KIRO Radio Rundown. Text newsletter to 888-973-5476 and subscribe daily to the KIRO News Radio Rundown. Get the latest news and updates from your favorite KIRO News Radio shows straight to your inbox.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Seattle is on the verge of electing a new mayor. When Tuesday's ballot drop counted, it was in overwhelming favor of Katie Wilson, and there was no doubt in her mind.
We're going to wait for everything to be counted, but I feel that we've won this race.
And she's already talking about getting to work on day one, tackling the homelessness issue across the city.
We have an aggressive timeline in the first 6 months of next year leading up to the FIFA World Cup to really tackle the homelessness crisis as it affects the downtown core and adjacent neighborhoods.
Bruce Harrell's camp issued a statement saying they're not giving up just yet, and they're still reaching out to voters to make sure every ballot is counted. There are 600 unchallenged votes left to count in this race. Meantime, the Port of Seattle has won its legal battle against the city over plans to rezone SoDo for housing. The Growth Management Hearings Board ruled the ordinance violated multiple regulations. The ordinance would have allowed nearly 1,000 apartments in the industrial area, but the board says the city failed to provide proper notice and public input. The port argues housing in SoDo threatens maritime operations. Seattle must fix the ordinance by May of next year. And the funding bill that would end the longest government shutdown in U.S. history is headed to the House for a final vote as soon as today. Washington Republican Congressman Michael Baumgartner plans to vote yes.
I've said since the start of the shutdown that this is not a game and that a lot of people have suffered. And I think this has just been an immense waste of time.
Washington Democrat Susan DelBene plans to vote no. She says the government funding proposal fails to address the fundamental needs of the American people and that the Republican healthcare crisis is sending insurance premiums skyrocketing. Now to a man who killed his wife but pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity back in 2011 is now playing Santa in the community. Robert Seeland spent nearly a decade at Western State Hospital before his release last year. KIRO 7 TV spoke with Cheryl Gasick, the sister of the victim, Carol Seeland.
But he shouldn't be allowed just to go around and live his life like he used to before he took her life. I want to stop it before it starts because I don't think an innocent child should have to sit on a murderer's lap.
Seeland is currently under the supervision of the Department of Social and Health Services and is reportedly compliant with his medication and release conditions. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Widespread clouds right now. A few showers this afternoon. Highs will be in the mid-50s. Right now, it's about 47 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Good morning, everybody. It's the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Wednesday, November 12th. Oh, I just want to tell y'all, I'm in a good mood today. Yesterday, after work, actually had a lunch meeting with the bosses. Came in this morning, and my key card still works. So all is good. By the way, lunch was free on the bosses.
Yeah.
By the way, Dukes, I'm going to tell y'all something, Dukes. We went to Dukes to go eat. Y'all stingy with the food. Your boy was still hungry.
Were you hungry?
That little piece of fish. That little piece of fish. Times is hard. That was like $20, $11.
You could have had mine. I had leftover fish.
Yeah. Good morning, Ursula.
Good morning. Morning. America's Got Talent, or maybe we don't. Okay. Coming up at 9:30, we're going to tell you why that claim has a lot of folks hopping mad this morning. And then I'll tell you why I'm in a good mood and I'm stumbling over my words. Because today we are launching our Moments of Joy project here on the Gee and Ursula Show. If you know someone who's been really struggling lately, and there are a lot of you, maybe they've lost their job or they've lost a loved one, you can nominate them and they could be the recipient of a basket of comfort care items that we have curated. And it's really easy to nominate that person. We'll have more details coming up at 10:30, but basically text the word joy. Or go on to mynorthwest.com/community and you can find the details there and you can make that nomination. We are looking forward to spreading a little joy today.
Yeah. And also in your top story, somehow, some way, I'm going to let everybody know that there's one particular group, their last day was yesterday.
Oh.
It's all but over. You can see it. You can smell it. You can feel it. Let's get to it. Ursula's top stories of the day brought to you by Bath Fitter Northwest.
Katie Wilson has increased her lead now in Seattle's mayoral race and is now in a very strong position to win. The longtime progressive organizer, a self-described socialist, has pulled ahead in Seattle's mayor race. Wilson trailed Bruce Harrell by more than 10,000 votes right after Election Day, but as these later ballots have come in, she's now ahead by roughly 1,300 votes with just a few hundred left to count.
We're going to wait for everything to be counted, but I feel that we've won this race.
Now, if the margin holds, she would become Seattle's 58th mayor and the city's most openly progressive leader in more than a decade, and she says she is ready to get to work.
We have a aggressive timeline in the first 6 months of next year leading up to the FIFA World Cup to really tackle the homelessness crisis as it affects the downtown core and adjacent neighborhoods.
Now, Harrell's camp is not ready to concede just yet. Haley Watkins with King County Elections told us yesterday, you might recall, that a potential recount will happen only after the election is certified on November 25th.
So if it remains this close on November 25th, we'd be headed to a automatic recount. But nothing is triggered until we get to that certification date.
And again, right now, it looks like voters are ready to hand the keys to City Hall to Katie Wilson.
Whether you are a Katie Wilson fan or not, and I don't need to tell you guys how I feel because I don't think she is qualified to be the mayor. But again, my opinion does not matter. And what matters is this, and this is what we are seeing. This is what I am seeing according to the votes. I am seeing a representation of Seattle. Seattle, the median age here in Seattle is 35.5. And there are a lot of people that are working hard, can't afford things, and that's what they're listening to right now. They have felt unheard for so long. We saw what happened in November when Donald Trump won. There's a lot of people that just didn't think he was qualified. You all know Donald Trump. You saw what happened on January 6th, but it didn't matter. We are living in a time now, whoever tells the best story wins. And in this case, the story is there's a lot of people here in Seattle is like, yo, what do I got to lose? I'm just going to do something different because for some reason, the things that's been going on before wasn't working.
Well, and to that end, her platform promised 4,000 new shelter units in her first term. That would be the most aggressive when it comes to what mayors have promised. She's also promised more transit options, more different approaches to public safety. She is also part of that group that helped push through Seattle's jumpstart tax on major employers like Amazon. So her supporters obviously feel like she is more in tune with the reality that so many face and what we talk about on a daily basis on this show. Y'all know how I feel as well, but it looks like she is going to be the one that ends up at City Hall unless there is some major miracle for Bruce Harrell. A heartbreaking case out of Seattle's Mount Baker neighborhood is reigniting debate over the city's homeless policies. Police say a 46-year-old man living at Tent City 3 on South Hanford Street was arrested for allegedly kidnapping and sexually assaulting a 5-year-old girl inside his tent. Now, Tent City 3 is managed by the nonprofit SHARE, which enforces a code of conduct requiring sobriety and nonviolence. Now, the group has not commented on this particular alleged crime. But this is also coming at a time when Seattle City Council member Joy Hollingsworth is proposing a city-sanctioned homeless encampment, which would be a managed site with bathrooms, 24-hour security, case managers, and mobile drug treatments. She tells KOMO 4 News it would give people stability and access to services while long-term housing is being built.
People need long-term housing. Well, that's a long time to build. So while we're waiting for those structures to be in place, housing to be built, let's get people into shelter right now.
And she says a sanctioned encampment would keep the tents out of parks.
We can't have people in parks that are using drugs around kids, foil, needles. You can't have that.
Man, I didn't even know you were going to bring this story up, Ursula, especially on a day like this when you have Donald Trump and the Epstein alleged emails that says that Trump knew about his conduct. So it's a coincidence that you're talking about this happening in Seattle. Yeah, I mean, it's a problem whether it happens in somebody's house, and it's a problem if it happens in an encampment. At the same time, we have to do something about people that are unhoused. We also have to do something about preventing people from becoming unhoused. But again, crime and bad things happening just don't happen inside of tents or encampments. They also happen in homes and on islands.
So what do you think about the idea of the city sanctioning homeless encampments? So in essence, like Joey Hollingsworth says, not in parks, but create more of these tent cities that the city manages.
I think it sounds good, but where would they put them? Where would there be agreed upon?
That's a great question.
And it feels like, once again, Seattle and all of King County, it would be Seattle that would be burdened with housing, all that. So, like, where? I mean, we got a lot of body of water that kind of surrounds Seattle. Like, how much land is there?
Well, and there's a couple of other things, too. Running a sanctioned camp with sanitation, security, and staff, I mean, the estimate costs-wise are like $1,000 to $2,000 per person per month.
Yeah.
Which would be, if you think about it, I mean, maybe not totally, but you could do subsidized housing for that money. That would be the question I have. It's like, why go through? I understand that the idea is they need to go somewhere before permanent housing is built. But like you said, where would it go? And then some encampments, because I look to see, Portland has some, Los Angeles has some, San Francisco has some. Some of these temporary safe sleep areas can end up being there for years.
Well, we got some buildings. I mean, there's a lot of work from home. We're still not at full capacity, right? Can we, there's a lot of these businesses that are moving out. Can we put the unhoused in some of these buildings? Are we okay with that? We good?
I nominate Laurelhurst or Broadmoor.
Sure.
Yeah. Are we? No, I'm being serious. Are we okay with the buildings?
I don't think that they have talked about trying to do that.
Yeah.
And have said the conversion to housing of those empty buildings downtown would be even more cost prohibitive.
Right. But it makes sense, though. I think it would be, when I asked the question, where would they go? I think most people, when you hear me say that, you think about Seattle. You know how much body of water surrounds Seattle. And so then I say, okay, well, if we don't really have the space, how about some of these places like these empty buildings?
I would be more in favor of those tiny homes. Some of those tiny home villages, too, more of those versus what we're talking about here. And again, they can only succeed if they have strong management. But, time and the evidence proves that sometimes that just doesn't work. And again, as you said, if we don't address the problems at the beginning, you're always going to have that hole in the boat. So, and by the way, did you remember this question about the homelessness issue when asked of our potentially incoming mayor? Remember this?
Homeless people be allowed to stay in tents in parks? Major Harold.
No.
Candidate Wilson.
This is hard for a yes or no question. I'm going to pass on this one. I can't really answer yes or no.
Don't matter.
I look at this, I'm like,
it doesn't matter. I go back to Donald Trump in last year when he was running the campaign. He told people that he was going to apply tariffs. He told people. And now tariffs are a big problem for a lot of businesses right now in this country, and people act shocked. Nobody cared because the most important thing during that time when people were voting for Donald Trump they thought, hey, my grocery bill's high, inflation's high, prices are through the roof. I don't care. I'm voting with my pocketbook. I don't care if Donald Trump stutters. I don't care if he's old. I don't care if he's in Epstein files. I don't care about any of that. Same thing right here. Nobody cares about what Katie Wilson said in that answer. There's a lot of people, and the voices right now are speaking with the votes. And they're basically saying, well, we don't care about qualifications. We want something different.
Seattle's business community is turning up the pressure on King County leaders, saying the prosecutor's office is stretched too thin to keep up with rising caseloads. And they're now urging the county to fund dozens of new positions to help restore public confidence in safety. And KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here live with that story.
Yeah, a lot of this, this whole issue really is coming to a head tonight during a budget town hall for King County. Here's a great example of exactly what's going on here with this issue. King County Prosecutor Lisa Mannion says one of her deputies in her offices is juggling 136 cases involving adults accused of targeting and grooming children online. But under a new statewide standard taking effect next year, public defenders handling those same kinds of cases will be limited to just 10 cases per year, striking an imbalance between the two sides in the courtroom. Again, one prosecutor, 136 cases, public defenders get 10 each. Well, I spoke with Don Blakeney with the U District Partnership yesterday, an alliance there in that neighborhood. He worries, this is not going to keep his neighborhood safe.
With shortage in staffing across the board in a lot of these different categories, it's been harder to keep our communities safe. I think this is just a pretty prudent step to just making sure that we have the resources we need to do the things we have to do as a society.
And he's part of a group of neighborhood alliances putting pressure now on the King County Executive to fund 58 new positions in the prosecutor's office in order to go after criminals, one thing, but also create parity in the justice system. Those other alliances are from Soto, Ballard, Pioneer Square, and West Seattle. Again, like I said, it's going to come down to a little bit of a showdown, a budget town hall tonight at 5:30 in King County.
Appreciate you, Luke. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Luke. Appreciate you.
A Pierce County family is now furious after learning that the man once found guilty, or actually not guilty, by reason of insanity for killing his wife, is now planning to play Santa at a Tacoma holiday event. His name is Robert Selland. He spent nearly a decade at Western State Hospital before being released last year. And state officials say he's under supervision, he is taking his medication, and he is following all conditions of his release. But Carol Selland's sister, Cheryl, says that's not enough.
But he shouldn't be allowed just to go around and live his life like he used to before he took her life. I want to stop it before it starts because I don't think an innocent child should have to sit on a murderer's lap.
She tells KIRO 7 TV she found out only through friends that he posted on Facebook about appearing as a volunteer Santa at a Tacoma holiday swap meet that runs through December. His latest evaluation, G, from Western States shows that he, again, has been compliant. He's been getting ongoing mental health care, but still, the victim's sister says she fears for her safety and for the public's, calling it unthinkable that her sister's killer would take part in a family event.
Hey, Ursula.
Uh-huh.
You've, let's just say that you're a parent all over again. Your kids are younger, they're babies. And those listening right now, you have an opportunity for child care services, and you get ready to go to that new place, right? You go to that new place, child care service, and they want to let everybody know, hey, full transparency, all of our employees here have taken background checks. But hey, Ursula, I want you to know, we do have someone here that did, he was found not guilty by reason of insanity for murder, if you will, right? And so what's going to happen is I just want to let you know that he's passed a background check and he is allowed to work. Would you let your kids go to that child care?
Hell no.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not. And this is not a laughing matter. But again, no. I'm starting to think, Ursula, that these topics that we talk about, I think I need to have caution because maybe, just maybe I and maybe you too, maybe we're outdated. Maybe that there's this new thing like, gee, chill. Look, he was found not guilty by reason of insanity. It's perfectly okay for kids to sit on his lap. I don't know, man. I don't know what kind of world we dealing in. The last 10 months have been just, you grab your popcorn. I don't know what the heck's going on.
Well, if someone was truly mentally ill at the time of the crime, so let's say that happened, I mean, he was found not guilty purely by reason of insanity at that time and has since gotten treatment. Maybe doctors see him as stable, even safe. And theoretically, that is what you want from the justice system. You want it to be not just punishment, but an opportunity for rehabilitation. However, playing Santa is not just another job. I mean, it is something a role that puts you in close proximity of children and families, and you're supposed to have trust. And I'm sorry, that just should exclude you, regardless of how much you've been, doing the right thing now. Yeah. I'm sorry, but no. And it's a slap in the face to the victim's family.
I know people are shocked at this. I know they are, but somehow I'm going to weave them in here because I do have TDS. It's a slap to the victims in the Epstein case to see Donald Trump be the president of the United States. So I understand that wholeheartedly when it comes to that. And you're right, Ursula. It is a slap in the face to the people to have him be Santa and have kids sit on his lap. Speaking of, the Gee and Ursula Show now is going to be talking about the newly released email that came out this morning that says that Donald Trump knew about the girls. Oh, we'll talk about that next. Gee and Ursula.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh.
Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
The Jake and Spike Show.
If you guys are not watching on YouTube, you're missing the sight.
Weekdays noon to 3.
Luke Ducey joining us now in studio. People think he's a handsome fella. Welcome to the show, Luke.
I thank you for saying that.
Well, I didn't say it. People in the audience say it.
Well, you're why we got the new cameras and lighting.
Nice. Oh,
they weren't doing that for us. Are you wearing like pancake makeup?
Like Edward Cullen.
I've been tanning.
Now, Edward's, is he the
he's a vampire.
Vampire from Twilight, right?
In the sun.
Watch the Jake and Spike Show live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
Cold is leaking and rats are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Reutin, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Gee and Ursula on KIRO News Radio.
You're not going to be able to stop what's going to happen.
I hope he's successful.
9 to noon, streaming live on your smart speaker.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
The John Curley Show.
What is this world coming to? I ask you.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
I loved going to the dump there in Fremont before it became the transfer station. This guy pulls up, and from the back of his truck, he looked like he had his grandmother's entire house. And I just waited, and every time he'd throw something in, I would just spear it like a fish.
Watch the John Curley Show live on YouTube. Weekdays 3 to 7. And download the KIRO Newsradio app.
Cars for Kids, the easy way to donate your car. Donate today and your car can be picked up tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.com or 1-877-CARS4KIDS.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. There could be an end to the longest government shutdown in history. The votes today on a bill already passed in the Senate to reopen the government. CBS's Nicole Killian is on Capitol Hill with more on how Speaker Mike Johnson is moving forward with the vote.
He did say that he believes he has the votes to move forward in advancing this bill and hopefully ending the government shutdown. He apologized to all the frustrated travelers, federal workers who haven't been getting their paychecks, who have endured hardship because of this.
Meanwhile, aviation analyst Scott Hamilton says flight disruptions and even restrictions will likely continue even after the government reopens.
Well, if it were me, I'd be staying home on Thanksgiving.
He says it's unclear when and how many air traffic controllers will return. Some retired during the shutdown. Baby formula maker ByHeart is pulling all of its products off its shelves. At least one baby here in Washington was sickened with botulism after eating infant formula that's now been recalled. CBS's Jolyn Kent has details.
Now, there have been 84 cases of infant botulism in the last 3 months. Typically, there are about 100 cases in an entire year. And kids younger than 1 are especially vulnerable because their little bodies, they just can't easily fight it off. Symptoms can include constipation, drooping eyelids, and babies may feel floppy.
In King County, there's a special meeting tonight on the use of flock cameras by the Redmond Police Department. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin reports.
Police Chief Daryl Lowe told council members that Immigration and Customs Enforcement did not access Redmond's system on the day that agents recently detained several people in the city, saying, quote, absolutely not. None of our data has been received by any outside entity. Now, that meeting specifically tonight here in Redmond, it's a special meeting. It's at 6:30 at City Hall. Council could vote on the cameras, whether or not to get that program back up and running or whether to shut it down. But if they can't come to that decision tonight, there's another discussion next Wednesday at 6:30 as well.
If you looked up Tuesday night, you might have seen something magical. The Northern Lights put on quite a show. The National Weather Service posted a photo showing streaks of green, violet, and magenta over Lake Washington. They say a G4 geomagnetic storm made it possible, and that's considered very rare. Check out the pictures at mynorthwest.com. And now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. The struggle continues on northbound I-5 as you work your way through the middle of Boeing Field into downtown. It's 40 minutes from South Center to downtown right now. There's construction on East Madison Street between 13th Avenue and 14th Avenue. It's blocking the eastbound right lane. Other travel times, Everett to Seattle, about an hour and 5 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 1 hour, and Renton to Bellevue, about 40 minutes. Traffic is brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. Electrical issues? Call Home Comfort Alliance for EV chargers, standby generators, panel upgrades, and more. Save up to $1,000 at homecomfortalliance.com today. And this weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly cloudy skies with showers this afternoon. Highs will be in the mid-50s. Right now, it's about 47 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. We sure appreciate you hanging out with us. Newly released emails from Jeffrey Epstein's estate are reigniting questions this morning about just what exactly his relationship was with President Donald Trump. The emails appear to show exchanges between Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, and also Epstein with author Michael Wolff. Now, in one of those emails, Epstein wrote to Maxwell, quote, saying, I want to realize that dog that hasn't barked is trumped, suggesting that Trump had stayed silent about Epstein's activities. CBS's Nancy Cordes reports there's been no response from the White House, at least yet.
The whole reason that these emails are being released today, it's no accident. It's because Adelita Grijalva, who was elected weeks ago in a special election in Arizona, is finally being sworn in later today, and she will be that crucial 218th signature to force a vote that would then force the Justice Department to release the Epstein files.
Now, the messages, again, made public by Democrats on the House Oversight Committee include another one in which Epstein allegedly claimed that Trump knew about the girls, referring to the victims that Epstein had trafficked. Now I am seeing that the White House has called the release a fake narrative meant to smear the president. A statement from Caroline Leavitt says Trump expelled Epstein from Mar-a-Lago years ago for being a creep toward female staff, and that there's no evidence that he was involved in Epstein's crimes. Your thoughts?
That no matter what, that it will take a lot for MAGA to be over with based on these Epstein, the emails and all this. This is nothing. However, something happened yesterday that you're going to talk about in a second. It will be. Now, back to this. You know, Ursula, we have in real time in our lives, we really saw something, and I'm just going to say the quiet part out loud. We have literally seen cult behavior. And see, the reason why these things aren't said is because so many people are afraid to offend folks and this and that. Meanwhile, we are so worried about saying the right things, but we're never worried about the person that is in the White House that has been connected to these Epstein files, has been connected to Jeff Epstein, but we can't talk about that part of it. It is what it is. If it quacks like a duck, it walks like a duck, it's a damn duck. It's not rocket science. But this isn't a deal breaker for so many people because I think that a lot of us, Ursula, in life, we learn all these things. And once we start learning, we get dug in on how we feel and what we project. We don't want to change. We don't want to pivot at all. We don't want to say, hey, this person might not be the person that he says he is. But there is coming a point where that's not true because the Epstein stuff isn't enough. But let me shut up because there's something else that you're going to say that now, finally, I am seeing a real pivot. I am seeing really folks put away their red hats and red T-shirts.
And it's because of something that, let's just call this mini segment, America's Got Talent. Actually, President Trump sat down with Laura Ingraham on Fox and admitted that we in this country do need some immigrants.
There's never going to be a country like what we have right now.
And does that mean
the Republicans have to talk about it, Laura?
And does that mean the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration? Because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent. When
we have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here?
No, you don't have. You don't have certain talents, and people have to learn. You can't take people off an unemployment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles, or I'm going to put
How did we ever do it before?
Well,
I'll
give you an example. In Georgia, they raided because they wanted illegal immigrants out. They had people from South Korea that made batteries all their lives. You know, making batteries are very complicated. It's not an easy thing and very dangerous. A lot of explosions, a lot of problems. They had like 500 or 600 people, early stages, to make batteries and to teach people how to do it. Well, they wanted them to get out of the country. You're going to need that, Laura. I mean, I know you and I disagree on this. You can't just say a country's coming in, going to invest $10 billion to build a plant, and going to take people off an unemployment line who haven't worked in 5 years, and they're going to start making missiles. It doesn't work that way.
Now, you think
it's over. You asked a question yesterday on our show. You asked if MAGA has peaked. I said yes yesterday, but had no idea that Ursula, it was so, like, when I'm seeing Laura Ingraham talking to him, pushback, follow-up questions, and he's answering the way he is, the way he said, no, America doesn't have talent. I took to X and I said, he just said the quiet part out loud. He literally said that.
Are you seeing a lot of feedback on that comment? Are you seeing a lot of anger from folks who are
like of all
supporters?
Of all the things that Donald Trump has done, or is alleged to have done, or him being an adjudicated sexual abuser, all of those things, this is the one where he messed up. Because, Ursula, it's all about what day it is and the optics he wants to portray. 1 minute, he's telling everybody America first. He's telling everybody that I want to build America first. I don't want anybody. I don't want immigrants here. I don't want any of that. And then now, in front of the world, he says we need the H-1B visa folks to come here. We don't have the talent here. Whoa.
Yeah.
And the people that defend him, they are scrambling because, by the way, there's a playbook that they usually have. They get together. And so usually it takes so he said that last night. What time is it? It's 9:40 Pacific time. They all get together and they have a meeting. So it's probably not going to be until, like when you come and listen to the 12 to 3 show here, it'll probably be about 1 o'clock today where they have the talking points. There's no talking points on this, Ursula. These are the folks that said get rid of DEI.
Yeah, I am going to guess that the talking point would be something to the effect of, we've got a lot of talent here, but there are some very specific skills that we don't have that these companies that are, the Richie Riches of the world are not going to be able to sustain if they have to train from scratch. So we need these foreign workers.
But he just went on a whole campaign saying, we're going to build everything here. We're going to have the guys with the tiny screwdrivers.
Because that got votes.
Yes.
Exactly. And now it's like, no, reality check. We don't have all the workers that we need.
Right. And speaking of, back to reality check, Ursula. He says he ran on mass deportation, right? He told the world all of this, all the folks are dangerous. By the way, we're going to round them up and we're going to send them to El Salvador. We're going to do all these things. What he did not think about, or maybe he did, let's just take the state of Nebraska. Nebraska's hurting right now. A lot of farmland out there, right, Ursula? Well, guess what? There's a lot of people that's not working in Nebraska. And then even the crops that they do have, who do those farmers sell it to? I mean, this is the most ultimate FAFO that's happening right now in this country. And speaking of people that are, what about the people that work in hospitals? Are they needed to work? What about people that work in agriculture? Are they needed to work? Or is it just H-1B visas, folks, that you want to come here? This dude is really messed it up.
Those are the visas that cost some dough, too.
Right. And usually, who are they working for usually, Ursula? Come on.
The big companies, the big tech companies.
Who are the people that came out there, Bill Gates and Apple and Tim Cook?
Every one of the folks who were surrounding him.
You seeing it?
Yeah.
And then your girl, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's just done.
She is actually speaking a lot of truth right now. I don't know what got into her.
Ursula, let me tell you what gets into all of them. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. The same weirdos y'all seeing out here that's grifting and making the money, they make the money. And once the money runs out, they will change their position.
You're not wrong on that one.
What if your boy co-host? What if on Monday next week I become MAGA? Could you see me doing it?
You missed the peak though.
Dang it. You're right. You don't think they got no room for me?
Do you think G is onto something here? 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Text us.
You ready for a 50-year mortgage? It'll make it cheaper.
That's just nuts.
All right, Ursula. Coming up next, we'll tell you about the state where you can sue a home wrecker for millions of dollars. Gee and Ursula.
Are you looking at senior living options for you or a loved one? If so, you likely have many questions like, what can I afford? How long will my savings last? And if I run out of money, will I have to move out? If these questions are weighing on you, I'm here to talk you through different solutions. Hi, I'm Amanda from Care Partners Senior Living. At Care Partners, we're focused on offering high-quality, compassionate care at very affordable prices to help stretch and preserve your assets. And if you ever run out of funds and need to convert to Medicaid, you won't have to move. We have vibrant communities throughout Western Washington, Spokane, and Arizona offering independent, assisted living, and memory care. Our caregivers are some of the most loving and genuine people you'll ever meet. Stretch your assets, preserve your estate, and never worry about moving. That's peace of mind in the Care Partners Living Difference. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com. Care Partners is excited to announce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, Snohomish, and North Creek Bothell. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. I'm so excited to have my cousin Amelia with me today. So, how many chickens do you think there are on the farm?
3,000?
What do you think chickens eat?
Grass.
What else?
Seed.
So, do you know what organic eggs are?
The ones that you put in brownies?
Yes, the ones you put in brownies.
We hope you choose fresh eggs from our family farm.
Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh
since 1909.
It might be years down the road for you, or maybe it's just around the corner. But what do you think of when you think of retirement? What comes to mind? Like more travel, more family time, maybe finally slowing down enough to enjoy the life that you've built? To get there, you need a plan that actually fits you. And that's why my husband, Mark, and I met with Marty at Trajan Wealth. She is a fiduciary advisor who took the time to understand our investments, our expenses, and our long-term goals. And she even raised a lot of questions that we hadn't considered about retirement. And it left us feeling confident that the work that we've done so far will help us retire comfortably and leave a legacy. Trajan Wealth specializes in custom strategies for families with $500,000 or more in savings. They focus on capital preservation, growth, and low-cost investments. Don't settle for a generic plan. Let Trajan Wealth design one that fits you. Call 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300. Or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
Okay, Ursula, just so you know, nobody likes a homewrecker. But
this is true.
But most of the time, there's really nothing you can do about it. Unless you live in North Carolina. Now, down in North Carolina, a jury has ordered a tic-tac TikTok influencer to pay $1.75 million for wrecking a marriage. Brene Kennard, who has nearly 3 million followers online, was found liable for alienation of affection and criminal conversation. That's the legal term for having an affair with somebody's spouse. The lawsuit came from Akira Montague, whose husband, Tim, was Kennard's manager. Akira says the affair caused her emotional distress and broke apart her family. Kennard denied wrongdoing and said the marriage was already over, but the jury didn't buy it. North Carolina is one of the few states, Ursula, where you can still sue the person that your spouse cheats with.
Wow. That's crazy that it actually went to a jury trial and that this TikTok influencer was ordered to pay $1.75 million.
Okay.
I mean, that's nuts.
Okay. What you
Now,
think,
if
though?
I were the
on the jury,
wife, if I were on the jury,
yeah, what you do?
I would think it would be really fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and you would have rules that were set by the judge based on North Carolina's laws.
Right.
But North Carolina is not the only state that has some very outdated laws.
I'm glad you brought that up because.
And by the way, I just want to be clear: I am not in favor of home wrecking, and I might have a little bit of glee.
Yeah.
In terms of this person who did do the home wrecking having to pay a big fine. But I think that's crazy.
Yeah, but just in case, because I know there's a lot of people that says that they're going to be, wink, wink, leaving Seattle here soon. Just in case you go to another state or something like that, you have to understand that there are laws that are different on the books. Like, for example, in the state of Virginia, Ursula, you got the list over there. In the state of Virginia, fornication is still technically illegal.
Okay. Wait, what?
That's what I'm saying. Like these are still. There's a lot.
I don't even. Because I don't want us to lose our license. I am not going to go any deeper than that. But Montana, keeping rats as pets is illegal.
I checked that one off.
In Nebraska, people with STDs cannot legally marry.
I checked that one off. It's funny.
Good grief.
Did you check off the one where in Michigan adultery is still technically a felony? like seriously, do you guys understand? Like, you're in different states. There's really different laws, and technically with the air quotes, you could get got on some of these things. In Indiana, catching fish with your bare hands is banned.
No noodling? Darn. Mm-hmm. My favorite is probably, let's see, South Carolina. Men cannot seduce women with false promises of marriage.
Man, there'd be a lot of people busted.
Man.
In many other states.
I love you, baby.
How about North Dakota?
I think these are just laws that are on the books that are not actually, with the exception of this one that we talked about in North Carolina, but that are still on the books,
but
just haven't been updated.
So why won't they take them off?
Exactly. Because it takes someone like us to point out, hey, these things are still on the books.
North Dakota, it's illegal to sleep with your shoes on.
How about in Ohio? I guess for coal mine operators, this is important. They must provide toilet paper. That's a lot.
I mean, in fairness, though, right? I mean, that should be mandatory.
It's like if you came to work here, there's nothing in there.
Oh,
like,
in Utah,
no
good thing it's illegal to throw feces at another person. That should be illegal in all states.
Now, in Iowa, it's a misdemeanor to sell margarine as butter.
You know what? I support that. I 100% support that. Some of the origins of these laws are fascinating. Like Alabama, it's illegal to carry an ice cream cone in your back pocket. And that stems from horse thieves who would carry treats in their back pocket to make horses follow them.
Well, Ursula, I think you and I, for some reason, of the ones that you said, of all, I mean, I didn't check off all of them, but you actually read off a lot of the ones I checked off. Wait, you missed Arizona.
What about New Mexico?
Oh, I checked that one too.
The law still bars idiots from voting, quote unquote idiots.
How about Arizona though? No donkey may sleep in a bathtub.
Now, knowing that is the law in Arizona makes me feel so much better when I go visit.
Yeah, that came about for a reason. right? Like
boy.
Hey, good morning to you, Brady.
Good morning, everybody.
Good to see you, man. Are you here all week with us, bro?
It's to be determined.
Okay. We got the 10 o'clock hour coming up next, and Jeff Bezos is in the news because he has backed a Seattle real estate startup. We discussed that next. Gee Ursula.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
If you've ever shopped for a car, you know there's a big difference between a dealership that treats you like a transaction and one that treats you like a valued customer. Carter Subaru is the one place where I have always felt taken care of, and that's why I am a repeat customer. Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealership. They have the state's largest selection. And if you've been thinking about upgrading your vehicle, now is the time. You can get the 2025 Crosstrek at just 1.9% financing for 72 months. And right now is one of my favorite times of the year, the Subaru Share the Love event. For every new Subaru purchased, Subaru will donate $250 to one of 6 charities, and one of them is hometown favorite Paws. So you're not just buying a great car, you're doing a little good at the same time. If you want a dealership that values you as a customer and makes the whole process feel so easy, go see my friends at Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard, or start at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized costs. See dealer for details. Valid through 11/30/25.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value, and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today, and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour, and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. For the news you trust.
Breaking news we are getting.
Experience matters.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo.
James Lynch, KIRO Newsradio.
Good morning. I'm Heather Bosch.
Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
We're on YouTube, our app, and 97.3 FM.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. Northwest News.
Guys, it's time to know your numbers and what they mean. And right now, Revive Men's Health is offering a $400 comprehensive wellness panel for just $99. Free if you start treatment. Offer ends November 30th. Book today at revivemenshealth.com. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. The White House accuses Democrats of selectively leaking emails from Jeffrey Epstein to create a fake narrative to smear President Trump. Epstein wrote in one 14 years ago that Trump had, quote, spent hours at Epstein's house with a sex trafficking victim, and said in a separate message years later, Trump, quote, knew about the girls. CBS's Nancy Cordes.
The whole reason that these emails are being released today, it's no accident. It's because Adelita Grijalva, who was elected weeks ago in a special election in Arizona, is finally being sworn in later today, and she will be that crucial 218th signature to force a vote that would then force the Justice Department to release the Epstein files.
The House will vote later today on a Senate-passed bill that would end the long government shutdown. CBS's Allison Keys.
An Associated Press NORC poll finds that some 6 in 10 Americans say congressional Republicans and President Trump have a great deal or quite a bit of responsibility for the shutdown. But 54% say the same about Democrats. Plus, at least 3/4 of Americans think each deserves at least a moderate share of blame.
An end to the shutdown won't mean an immediate end to the cancellations and delays at many airports. CBS's Carter Evans.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy has said he's not just going to all of a sudden ramp everything back up to full speed. He wants to make sure that those air traffic control towers are fully staffed to be able to handle the number of passengers so that they're not under the pressure that they have been in that caused this whole situation.
Well, Venezuela is putting its military at the ready now that a U.S. aircraft carrier is near Latin America. CBS News military consultant Jeff McCausland.
This particular conflict may emerge, and in many ways appears, to me at least, to be illegal. There is no international law that covers this. We're sinking small craft in international waters.
When it comes to music, we know what we like, but is it real or is it AI?
The polling firm Ipsos had 9,000 people in the U.S. and 7 other countries listen to 2 songs made with AI and 1 made by humans. 97% could not tell which was which.
Dust on the wind, boots on the ground.
In June, the band Velvet Sundown went viral on Spotify, only to confirm a month later its songs were generated by AI. Spotify is now encouraging artists and publishers to voluntarily disclose when they use AI to produce their music. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
The last circulating penny rolls off the line today at the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia. Wall Street, the Dow is up a little more than 400 points. This is CBS News.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Quote today at Progressive.com.
More concerns over surveillance systems being used by federal agencies here in Washington. We'll give you the latest in just a moment. But first, your KIRO News Radio traffic. Well, we have been struggling along the I-5 corridor all morning. It looks like we are improving. Tacoma to Seattle is 52 minutes now. Federal Way to Seattle, 45 minutes. We're looking at Renton to Bellevue. That's 29 minutes. That is still struggling a little bit. Bothell to Bellevue, 26 minutes. Issaquah to Seattle, sitting pretty at 25 minutes. Just keep in mind, the visibility was low when I was getting in here, so it's probably going to be that way on and off throughout the day. Traffic brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. The Home Comfort Alliance warehouse clearance sale ends soon. Save 25 to 75% and enjoy 18-month 0% financing. Visit homecomfortalliance.com today.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. There is a special meeting tonight on the use of flock cameras by the Redmond Police Department. The department turned off the city's flock cameras last week after ICE arrested several people less than a mile from one or more of Redmond's cameras. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin has more.
Police Chief Daryl Lowe told council members that Immigration and Customs
Customs Enforcement did not access Redmond's system on the day that agents recently detained several people in the city, saying, quote, absolutely not. None of our data has been received by any outside entity. Now, that meeting specifically tonight here in Redmond, it's a special meeting. It's at 6:30 at City Hall. Council could vote on the cameras, whether or not to get that program back up and running or whether to shut it down. But if they can't come to that decision tonight, there's another discussion next Wednesday at 6:30 as well.
This is a concern that's plagued the entire region. A report by the University of Washington showed that the U.S. Border Patrol had accessed data from license plate readers connected to 31 police agencies in Washington state. Seattle's mayoral race is all but decided. Katie Wilson leads Bruce Harrell by nearly 1,350 votes with only 600 ballots left. But even as victory nears, KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports there are growing questions over how much of her agenda she can actually deliver.
Speaking to reporters after Tuesday night's ballot drop, Katie Wilson said she may not achieve all the changes she promised on time.
We're not going to be able to deliver, everything that we want, everything that everyone wants, as fast as everyone wants it.
And she expects forces inside City Hall will try to slow her down.
And we're going to come up against obstacles.
Wilson leads Mayor Bruce Harrell by 1,350 votes. An additional 3,000 votes remain uncured or won't be counted because they were too late. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
3 Seattle parks will stay closed through the holidays. Lake City Mini Park, Dr. Blanche Laviso Park Shelter Area, and Seven Hills Park are now scheduled to be shut down through December 27th. The city says the closures follow activities that don't align with park use, and it's planning improvements to keep them safe and inviting. Costco peanut butter fans say they're disappointed. According to The Street, the Kirkland Signature Organic Creamy Peanut Butter has suddenly vanished from shelves. And even Costco website says there's no out-of-stock notice, just no match found response. One fan on Reddit called it real peanut butter, unlike processed brands. We've reached out to Costco for comment. Now let's check your weather, brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. 50 degrees is your high for today. It is going to dry out to cloudy later, but you're still going to have plenty of moisture sticking around until then. Rain tomorrow and high 57. It is 50 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery with KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday, November 12th. Welcome into the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning, Ursula.
Hey, good morning. Coming up at 10:30, we're going to go a little more in depth on this project that we launched today. We're calling it Moments of Joy. It's a project that we're going to be doing for the next couple of weeks, and we are inviting you to nominate someone that you think deserves a little gift basket with some things that we curated that include things like candles and comfort care, makeup. Going to have Lillian's loaf cakes. For men, we've got also men's cologne and some cool stuff in there. And all you need to do is text the word joy to 888-973-5476, 888-973-KIRO. It will send you to a link. You can also find that link on mynorthwest.com/community. We've already gotten some nominations, so appreciate that, but we'll tell you more about it coming up at 10:30. Just a little way that we can share some joy with all of you. Right now, though,
what's new at 10?
Okay, let's talk about investing in real estate, because if you didn't have enough cash to get into the game, what if we told you that for right now, as little as $100 could get you to make an investment in the real estate rental market? There is a Seattle startup called Arrived, and it just raised $27 million to turbocharge what it calls a stock market for real estate. So this platform will let everyday investors buy tiny shares of single-family rentals and vacation homes, again, starting at about $100, and will collect quarterly dividends from rent plus any long-term appreciation. So there's some big names behind this, as you can imagine. Jeff Bezos, Bezos Expeditions, Neo, Forerunner, the total funding now topping $60 million. And the big new feature is a secondary market where investors can buy and sell shares to each other And this company says more than 57,000 orders have hit in just the first couple of weeks. Since 2019, about 900,000 registered investors with $340 million of capital to back them up. There's also 550 plus properties that are funded across 65 different markets.
Mm-hmm.
Again, as little as $100, you can get involved in real estate in the rental market.
Yeah, absolutely love it. If you look at what has gone better, Ursula, over the last 25 years, from 2020 to right now, what has been better, real estate or the stock market? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. If you invested in the same amount in 2000 and you talk about compound interest, you would have made more money in the stock market. I do love the fact that this also gives others so many of the opportunity to invest. I think that whether you invest or not, I think that because they don't teach this in school, because they don't really talk a lot about compound interest and how money compounds year after year and all those things and where you'd be, I think there would be a lot more people investing had they understood. By the way, let me raise my hand. I'm people. I didn't start investing until I was in my 40s. Why did I wait so long? Because I didn't understand. But as far as Bezos and what he's doing, I like it. Is it going to be something that's going to make him richer?
Yeah, that's exactly it. I guess the part for me is like, oh my God, this is another way for him to get richer off of people who buy into this idea that, okay, for this little amount of money, I'm going to have a stake in this.
Everything we do, unless you are financially independent, unless you're somebody that can literally, you don't have to go to work. You call your own shots. You have enough money where you can draw off interest of your money. Everybody right here is walking around getting somebody else rich.
I hate this idea with a passion.
Oh, okay.
The whole idea of a startup company is that you're going to take it to IPO. And you're going to make this a massively traded public company.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing if you want to get together with a bunch of your buddies, pull your money, and invest it into a rental home. It's another thing to have Jeff Bezos backing a venture to purchase single-family homes expressly for rental income and then have people gamble on the returns of that. We already see a significant percentage of American homes bought up by private equity, right? Do you also want to compete with every other American who wants to get into the real estate market,
right?
But can't buy a house? But hey, maybe I'll throw $500 into this startup, and it'll be worth a little bit of something down the road. Meanwhile, Bezos and these guys that own it will get super rich by cornering the real estate market.
Okay. So since you jumped into this conversation, so you say no, don't do it. Now, tell somebody, what would you suggest that they do now?
What do you mean, they?
Someone who actually would look at something like this and be like, oh, this might be something to get into. What would you suggest that they do to invest
if they want to get into it, I don't know what the returns are. I don't know what the numbers look like. You're free to do whatever you like. I just don't think that housing, healthcare, and food or medicine should be industries that are primarily created for giant corporate profit.
Okay, so Ursula, that's something that I've talked about before.
Yes.
I've always talked about that. That's a whole different conversation, and that goes out into the weeds. When you specifically are talking about this, it's whether or not, and by the way, just so you know, I'm not saying whether or not people should do it or not. I'm just saying where and why I understand why Jeff Bezos is doing this.
Yeah, because you can see a big fat additional profit because he's got the money. And what's going to happen, I think it's just going to jack up rent in certain areas because, again, these big dogs with lots of money are going to be able to do this, buying up properties that other people could actually buy up and not jack up the rent.
And Ursula, you're right. You're absolutely right. But I just want, and while you're being right at the same time, for some reason, even with or without it, rent keeps going up anyways. And everything that is happening, everything is going up. So the only way for you to at least somehow get in the game, you're going to have to figure it out that you're going to have to maybe do a little something extra.
Yeah, it's kind of like the way I feel about timeshares. It's like you got to pencil it out. You got to do all the, you know what I'm saying?
I don't like brown sugar.
Yeah, you need to do all the math and figure out who is actually benefiting from this, and would your money be better spent elsewhere?
You ever been to one of them little...
I sure have.
Did it almost get you?
Have you? Never. I remember the last time we went, and by the way, Mark said never again. It was always Hawaii. They always get us.
Yeah.
They would always get us when we're walking along and thinking, yeah, we want to do that boating trip, but we don't want to pay that money.
Right.
Money was a lot tighter those days. So we were like, okay, yeah, what's 2 hours of our time? Finally, the last time Mark said, never again. Okay, well, let's
Wait,
talk.
how many times did you go?
Oh, multiple. Multiple. Well, again, I mean, if you can do it right, and if they know, like one time someone got so furious, one of those timeshare, and he knew flat out. We said, we're here just for your food. We'll sit through the presentation, and we're not interested. I mean, what can they do?
Mm-hmm.
And so he just, he was really grumpy, made us feel terrible, but we did it.
Yeah. Good stuff.
But never going to happen again. Anyway, let's talk about Microsoft's new AI chief, Mustafa Suleyman, who is now taking a tougher line on remote work than most of the company, actually. He is requiring his team to be in the office at least 4 days a week, which is stricter than Microsoft's company-wide 3-day mandate, which is, did it just start? Or it's going to start, the 3-day mandate. I know that with King County government, it's 3 days as well. Suleyman says he wants employees out in the open, not behind closed doors, and his teams work in open desk neighborhoods of about 20 to 30 people. And he says this is where we have this buzz of activity, this buzz of creativity. We can collaborate better. And most of his AI staff are actually based in Silicon Valley, not in Redmond, where Suleyman says the talent density is higher. What do you think? Do you think we're going to see more and more of this? I know people cringe. The people who work from home cringe whenever we bring this up. And in fairness, I want to say that there are people who work from home, are much more productive, and it doesn't affect their productivity.
Right.
We are never referring to them when we talk about working from home, not working.
No. So in full transparency, while I might not do research for the show that we do every single day, the topic on what is getting ready to happen tomorrow, how to be financially stable for the future, it's probably something that I spend my days focusing on. And one of the things that you'd like, Ursula, I thought about you the other day and something that came out because, I'm always talking about what AI is going to do. Well, technology has always been a thing when it comes to potentially replacing jobs in the United States. Example, 60% of the jobs that exist today, 6 out of 10 jobs, Ursula, that exist today did not exist before 1940. There was no social media specialists, right? There was no data entry. You guys get my point. My point is guess what? There's going to be and to quote Ursula, there's going to be other jobs that are going to be possible because of AI. With that being said, you can do what you want to do. You can work. No, I'm being for real.
I know. I think we're trying to take it easy on the folks who still work from home.
And by the way,
our friend Connie said, "Hey, I'm not that person who's not working hard." And we know that there are many people who work very hard and are very productive.
And by the way,
we just know that there are also some who take advantage.
Most of the newer politicians, Ursula, that are getting in the office, they are about that work from home. Okay. A lot of them are
you mean like the Katie Wilsons of the world?
I'm talking about just in general. Yeah. A lot of them favor the work from home, especially with the unions and all that. My opinion is this. As we get ready for new jobs that will exist, and you hear things about collaboration, and you hear things about networking, or you hear people getting on LinkedIn sending out 300 applications because right now the job market is a certain way. When we all know a lot of times getting a job is not what you know, it's who you know. I would advise trying to work for a company that has you in the office.
Yes.
But hey, if you want to still work from home, do you?
Yeah, just make sure you're visible, or if it's not you physically, your work is very visible and you're not overlooked. Right now in this climate, for sure. I mean, and my son is one of those who's worked remotely. I mean, and the guy works 14-hour days.
Oh, your son be working.
Yeah. However, he has also said, I want to be there is something that you miss by not being around other people.
Like, I think when you come to an office or wherever it is, I think that you can be a little sharper, right, than you would be if you're just at home all the time. And what I mean by sharper is I can come in here and I can say something to you, Ursula, out there, and you'd be like, gee, that was the dumbest thing in the world. Then I might have to reflect and be like, okay, I might not say that again. Or I come here and I have an idea on this and I say it out loud and people hear it like, well, tweak this. How about this? Like, I believe office collaboration. You can't be a good NFL football team by doing meetings and practice from home.
Right. No, for sure.
In order for you to be the best, you have to be together.
And sometimes out of sight, out of mind really does apply.
So let me get this straight. If we expect for the people, the military, and sports teams, they don't get perfection and be as good as they are from working from home. We expect for companies to be better by you working from home? I'm confused.
I know.
So I know we always get in trouble with this topic.
We do, but again, just if you're that person who's extremely productive and all's peachy keen and everyone loves that you're working from home, we're not talking about you. Okay, I want to bring up this story because it's really something. And actually, it's Michael, one of our listeners, sent it to us and wanted to make sure we saw it. So in the town of Sunnyside, a man who spent 27 years in prison for a crime that he did not commit has now been elected to the Sunnyside School Board. His name is Evaristo Salas, and he was only 16 when he was wrongfully convicted of murder. And after nearly 3 decades behind bars, he was released 2 years ago. And this week, voters gave him a second chance at life in public service. He won more than 61% of the vote, and he defeated the incumbent. And he now says he plans to focus on connecting with families who feel unheard and to inspire local youth through community art. He's already working on new murals near Sunnyside High School. He's turning spaces that were marked by graffiti into symbols of culture and hope using traditional Aztec and Mayan themes. I should point out he still has a pending lawsuit against the city over that wrongful conviction, but I love that he is finding new life and that voters are giving him that second chance.
Yeah. I did do some research on this topipic.
When you say you don't do research, you're joking around.
It's a stick. But I did some, and we had asked the question during our show meeting, what percentage do we believe that are currently in prison today that potentially are falsely accused? And I actually said, just so you all know, I said like 20%, maybe 15, 20%. I was wrong. They're saying it's actually between 2.5%.
I hope it wouldn't be 15 or 20%.
Yeah, I was wrong, but they say like between 2.5 and 5%. And then, by the way, when you talk about exoneration, right, over the years, and even though this person right here, Sunnyside, when it comes to that, but exonerations, there's marginalized groups here that have a higher rate of exonerations because a lot of people falsely accused. And I would think, Ursula, that it's less today because of DNA.
I think you're right.
You know what I mean?
We're certainly hearing it less and less, or they're having those convictions overturned because of the technology.
I mean, the lineup, right?
Yes.
That used to be a thing, and point to this person, and then they would sit down and circle this person. Like, do you think it's this person right here? Do you think it's that person?
Have you ever had to pick up someone out of a lineup?
No.
I have.
Whoa!
What?
Yeah, I'll share that story after because we're out of time. I have had to pick someone out of a lineup.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I was a teenager. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know what you plan on doing, but I think we all want this story.
Well, we do. And then I'm going to share some positivity. A lot of people are nominating someone they love for our Baskets of Joy.
But you are going to tell the story.
But I will tell the story. I will tell that story after this break.
Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
What's your holiday tradition? Now, if you're like me, it involves friends and family sharing an abundant meal to celebrate. This year, that tradition is feeling more out of reach for way too many families who will be unable to gather around the joys of food like their neighbors. If you are looking for a way to contribute to holiday meals at homes in your community, you can support Nourish Everyone at your local Safeway. The Nourish Everyone program provides grocery cards to the people who are the most impacted in communities throughout Washington. The cards are distributed through food pantries, schools, community centers, and more. These grocery cards not only provide easy access to nutritious food, but also the dignity to shop like you and me and choose special foods for special occasions. So make a donation next time you're at Safeway. It'll take all of us working together to make sure everyone is welcome at the table for the holidays. Go to nourishingneighbors.com and find out how you can help. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
The Jake and Spike Show.
If you guys are not watching on YouTube, you're missing the site.
Weekdays, noon to 3.
Luke Ducey joining us now in studio. People think he's a handsome fella. Welcome to the show, Luke.
I thank you for saying that.
Well, I didn't say it. People in the audience say it.
Well, you're why we got the new cameras and lighting.
Nice. Oh,
they weren't doing that for us. Are you wearing like pancake makeup?
Like Edward Cullen. I've been tanning.
Now, Edward's, is he the
he's a vampire.
Vampire from Twilight, right?
In the sun.
Watch the Jake and Spike Show live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. we can help.
That's PenderGasLaw.com.
KIRO News Radio.
Get on the YouTube channel.
We're live all day on YouTube. Every show, every day.
Hang out with us. The whole gang's there.
And you never know what you might see.
Back up the camera. Oh, my God.
Just search KIRO News Radio, then subscribe.
It's clogged again.
Your drain?
Just had it cleared.
You didn't call Apollo Plumbing.
How can you tell?
Because your drain's clogged again.
So frustrating.
We can clear that drain.
That's what the last guy said.
We'll clear it, guaranteed.
He said that too.
Apollo Plumbing will clear your drain, or it's free.
Wait, what?
Apollo Plumbing clears your drain.
Or it's free?
Yep.
What's the catch?
No catch.
Fine print?
Apollo Plumbing clears your main drain for $83.
$83, or it's free?
And we'll even give you a camera inspection.
Because?
It's the best way to find what's causing your clog.
But that's extra.
Nope. Included.
No extra charge?
Not 1 cent.
$83, or it's free.
All it takes is an accessible outside cleanout.
And an Apollo plumber.
No clog is safe from Apollo Plumbing.
And just like that, my main drain is...
Draining again.
How can you...
Apollo plumbers are that good.
83, or it's free.
You call, we come.
My drain's draining again.
Guaranteed.
83, or it's free.
As it should be.
Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Jillian Raftery. This afternoon's vote in the House could end the longest-running government shutdown ever. CBS News congressional correspondent Nicole Killian is on Capitol Hill and says Speaker Mike Johnson believes he has the votes to approve the funding bill.
He will pretty much have to carry this vote on his own. It only requires a simple majority, which means he's really going to have to keep Republicans in line because Democrats have explicitly said that they, by and large, intend to oppose this package because it didn't address the health care issue.
Washington Democrat Susan DelBene is one of those no votes, but Washington Republican Congressman Michael Baumgartner plans to vote yes.
I've said since the start of the shutdown that this is not a game and that a lot of people have suffered. And I think this has just been an immense waste of time.
The Senate approved the bill in a 60-40 vote on Monday. Last month, Seattle had the most arsons it's had in the past 5 years.
Police tell the Seattle Times 33 arsons were reported in October. That's the highest monthly total since 2020. Some of them were in South Seattle, including a string of 8 set in one night from North Beacon Hill to Mount Baker. Police are trying to figure out how many of all these fires are connected. They've made 25 arrests on suspicion of arson this year. 6 of those arrests were in October. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
The small coastal town of Ilwaco has elected a 24-year-old mayor. Eddie Hillard unseated the incumbent with nearly 76% of the vote. The Chinook Observer says the 24-year-old high school graduate hopes to improve the economy of the small fishing town, which sits at the bottom of the Long Beach Peninsula. It's his first foray into politics after opening and owning a restaurant in the community just after high school. But look at that. Now let's look at KIRO News Radio traffic. We have got, we'll start in the north end. US 2 westbound just east of Northeast 182nd is blocked. All lanes are blocked after fallen trees have gone across the roadway there. No ETA for reopening. Now let's get into Bothell to Bellevue. We're looking at a 22-minute drive, which is a lot better than earlier today. Renton to Bellevue on 405, 27 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle on I-5, 37 minutes. So it's doing better than earlier, but still a little bit of a slog, especially from Boeing Field into downtown Seattle. This report brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. For the first time ever, Lake Washington Windows and Doors is offering 0% interest for 60 months and 15% off new windows and doors. Visit lakewashingtonwindow.com today. Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. High of 57 degrees, scattered light rain off and on throughout the day. It is 51 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday morning. Now, in a second, I'm going to tell you about our Moments of Joy project. But right before the break, we were talking about wrongful convictions, and then we're talking about lineup. And sometimes random thoughts come into my mind, and I asked you if you've ever had to pick someone out from a lineup. And you said no.
And usually on the show is usually the random thoughts that come to my mind.
And it just reminded me that when I was a teenager living in Eugene, Oregon, I did have to pick someone out of a lineup.
By the way, for some reason, every Dateline and 48 Hours Mysteries always is the Pacific Northwest, especially
Well,
Oregon.
funny that you say that, because you know that I had several incidents involving me almost either being, not good things happening to me. And because I think I was just a people helper and B, just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Okay. So I'll tell you the story about my best friend Gigi and I were in our neighborhood in Eugene. I was walking my dog after a trip. I hadn't seen her. So she and I were talking on the sidewalk, and someone drove up in a truck and was asking for help with directions.
Okay.
Now, again, we were on the sidewalk. The truck is on the right side of the street, and so there's a window between him and you know what I mean. So the passenger seat is on our side,
right?
And so my friend went up to try to help.
She gets close to the car.
I'm like, no, because I've already had incidents. Remember, I told you that I almost got kidnapped in Iran, and so I'm like, I'm not talking to this person. I've got my dog. I'm not going to help. But she went up and was talking to him. And then she turned around to me after talking, and it seemed like he wasn't getting the directions that she was giving. And she turned around, and she looked like she'd seen a ghost. And so I was like, what happened? And the guy was trying to get me to come up and give him directions, because she just said, I can't help you. I can't help you.
Okay.
Well, it turned out that he had no pants on. He had a map over, like he was pretending that he was looking at a map. He had no, and basically he was.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly. And so when she told me that, I was like, no way. Are you serious? Are you serious? Well, then he starts getting out of his truck as if he wants to, like, make sure that I get to see him too.
Okay.
After what she'd seen. And I've got my dog named Nikki, a Norwegian elk hound. And I'm like, run. And we're both running to our houses.
Oh, you split up?
Yeah, we split up. So she's running to,
Okay.
and I'm running to my house. And then we're at the house, and we're like, should we even tell our parents? We debated. We're like, because then we automatically thought, we did something wrong because it was almost nighttime and we're out there. And like, wait, we did nothing wrong. So, we did tell the parents. Okay, let me get to the point where police came, asked us all sorts of things. Well, this guy had done something similar to someone else, and that young woman was smart enough to take the license.
Okay.
And so because there was a license that they were able to check, they actually had us, they had pictures of like 7 or 8 guys.
Okay. So
remember, this is in the 80s.
Okay, so take us through it.
So the detective comes over.
Are your parents with you?
So
you go in. And do you remember?
I think my dad was there.
You go in, and before you see them lined up, standing there like the movies, do you get to see a sheet first?
Yeah, the weird thing is they came to our house. So I wasn't in a... Yeah, so they came and they had a book, it was like a book of pictures.
Okay.
And so we picked out somebody that we said, yeah, this is what he looked. This is what he looks like. Were you sure? That's where if I were honest, I was like, well, as it turned out, it was his twin brother that we picked.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, but it didn't. Yeah. So, and again, I was like 14 years old.
Yeah.
We had to go to court. We had to go to trial, and he was convicted. The right guy was convicted.
But why did they put the twin brother?
I don't know.
See,
to this day, I still don't know.
Okay, no, and I'm not even trying to be funny. What you just described,
and maybe a police officer can help me, but
what you just described, this is why we have over the years have had so many innocent people in prison because of the games that get played. Yeah. Why would they put the twin brother in there?
Because to confuse, and we were young girls. Yeah. So in any case, the right person was convicted.
But I gotta say something, Ursula. Yeah. In the 6 years we've been doing this dang on show,
I haven't told you this.
I mean, you haven't told me this one, but you did tell me about when you almost got kidnapped in Iran.
Yeah.
You told the story about you and your mama did the hitchhike thing.
Yes. I tell you.
Like, yo, man.
Yes.
You've been itching to be on Dateline.
No, I am shocked that I'm not on date. Nothing's happened in years. I haven't even told you all of them. But one of the officers who came to talk to us said it's like Candyland in Eugene, Oregon. That's what he said. It's a college town. It's like Candyland. A lot of the sex offenders, after they get out, they find a lot of young girls.
And back then, there was no list. There was no sex offender list back then. Wow. That's crazy. All right, give us some good news.
I know.
Jeez.
I know. Are you happy that I shared that story now?
You guys can tell that this wasn't rehearsed or scripted or anything.
No, absolutely not. Okay, we're going to switch it up here.
Okay.
Because we know that this has been a tough year for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So we today have launched something very simple, but we hope is meaningful, and it's called the Gee and Ursula Show Moments of Joy Project. Mm-hmm. And so what it is we're just giving away these joy baskets that are filled with comfort and care. For example, things like candles, cozy socks, a little perfume. You know, I'm obsessed with fragrances. So I have perfume for men and I have perfume for women. Cocoa or coffee, a sweet Lillian loaf cake we're going to put in there, and maybe even a personal note from us. So if there's someone that you think could use a lift, maybe it's you. All you need to do is text the word joy to 888-973-5476, which is our text line, or go to mynorthwest.com/community to nominate them. Now, I just want to be honest. We have 12 baskets. Okay. There's also a gift card in there. Yeah. We have 12 baskets. Yeah. So either we are going to continue taking nominations for the next week or so, or until our baskets run out.
Okay.
But just want to do a little something, and you know, this is when I say little, it's little, but I see a lot of people, and I was inspired, and you as well, just at seeing the kindness in people.
Yep, a lot of
and
kind
so we
people.
wanted to do a little bit too.
Ursula, I'm starting to get some of the nomination emails in, and I'm not going to read anyone because I don't want to accidentally, have someone overhear their own nomination letter. But I got to be there. They're bringing tears to my eyes. Like the amount of gratitude that people have, for their wife or, someone they know, and the things that they've gone through. It's really, really touching.
And we will share, and it says on the form that if you're okay, we will share at least excerpts of those stories that of the people that you nominate, if that's okay. And again, thank you for just being part of our community. Yeah.
Good stuff, Ursula. Way to get it going. Hey, we got scenarios coming up next, but before we get to scenarios, I went Ernie and Kent, Ursula. That last part.
Yeah.
You said there's more. Wait, what? How? And someone else texted in and said they grew up in Eugene and they solidified what you said. Yes. They said it was a hot spot.
It was a hot spot. No,
for attempts.
The police officer told me there was one time where, again, I considered not telling my parents because I was like, man, why does it just keep happening to me? What am I doing? And then I did tell my dad, and I'll just tell you, my dad who's passed and my brother who's passed immediately came to my rescue, and my brother had a baseball bat. It's like, I'm going to find this person.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm thankful to be in one piece, and it's all good.
Thankful you're here too. But it's interesting about the part where you said like people have the thought of, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
That's interesting. All right, let's do some scenarios next. Gee Ursula.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
I got to tell you something, Nick. I have really noticed a difference in your energy level since you started going to the Longevity Medical Clinic.
And you know why?
Why?
Because they actually balanced my hormone levels. And when they do that, the largest change I noticed was that now I could sleep.
And then not only get more sleep, to just get more energy, right?
Right. So that all of a sudden that resulted in me, I started running again and doing all these things that I felt so fatigued throughout the day that I couldn't do anymore.
Okay, so at this point, do you want to apologize to me? Because I was always saying to you, every time you say, I don't sleep, I don't feel well, I feel kind of off, I go, well, you need to get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. And you're always like, blah, 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 blah.
I know. But now it's turned into something fun that we get to go in together.
So I need to hear, you were right.
You were right.
You were right. I should have gone to Longevity Medical Clinic.
I should have.
There we go. Fine.
Yes.
You know the right thing to do. Get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. Take the free health analysis at lmclinic.com.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167, some things have changed and some things haven't. Using those lanes without a good-to-go account means you'll receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. You'll always pay the lowest toll rate with good-to-go. No change. Carpoolers now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Does a good-to-go pass still save you $2 on every toll? Definitely not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com. Free Flex Passes while supplies last.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Reutin, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Power outages can happen without warning. Get a backup generator before the next storm and save $1,000 now at HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Let's get to scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
I should never have married my man. I'm miserable. Doesn't matter why. The problem is that my sister and friends saw it coming, and when they saw it coming and tried to warn me that it wasn't going to work out, they were right. It's only been a few months of marriage, and I've already filed for divorce. Now, my sister and the bridesmaids are telling me that I must reimburse them for the wedding expenses, including the bachelorette party. My sister said they each paid over $1,000 to be at my wedding, and they all knew it wasn't going to work out. So this is kind of on me. I accept that I caused the problem, but why should I have to pay them anything? They're supposed to be my closest friends and, of course, and sister, so you'd think they support me. And yeah, I wish I had listened to them, but asking me to give them money is kind of messed up. Are they out of line? Or do you guys see what I'm saying about this? 888-973-5476 is the text line. Ursula, you have to bet first.
They are out of line. I'm sorry, but sometimes marriages don't work, and they may have said and they may have warned, but if they didn't want to be part of your wedding, then don't be part of the wedding. Mm-hmm. But there's no part of agreeing to be a bridesmaid or taking part in a bachelor or bachelorette party that says if this marriage doesn't work, you'll get a refund. Mm-hmm. And so I think that she's already going through enough pain. The folks who said it's not going to work, I'm sure are saying, I told you so, we told you so. She's already feeling like dirt, and now you want to ask her to pay back the money?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's kind of cold-blooded because, I don't know, how's your percentage, Ursula? What I mean by your percentage, I know.
Mine is 100%.
That's what I'm saying. I'm about to explain.
Yeah. Okay.
I know your percentage of you and Long Live Mark is good.
Yeah.
But if you're listening right now, and you, Ursula, first, what's your percentage on the weddings you've gone to over the years? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you at 1 in 2 marriages, weddings I went to, they're still together? Are you 1 in 3? Are you 1 in 10?
I'm going to say...
Where you at?
2/3 of the weddings I've attended
they still together?
Are still good. Yeah.
You know what? That says a lot. That's good. That's over the average.
Yeah, I think so.
That's over the average.
I think so.
Don't ask your boy.
Now, what percentage do you think?
Hey, batting average about 230. 230 batting average.
I'm at 100. Solid 100.
100%?
Yeah.
Of all the weddings you've been to, they all
how many weddings have you been
6.
to? Okay.
And they're all still together?
Yeah.
You know what? I figured something out.
Y'all friends.
Y'all hang around better people than me.
Well, no, that's not true. Just because people get divorced doesn't mean they're bad people.
Exactly.
At all.
No, yeah, true.
Maybe
I would be talking about myself.
I would say better pickers.
You guys hang around better pickers?
They do a better job picking their
how many
lifelong companions.
Either that or you go to better go to weddings. I don't know.
Have you ever actually selected someone's long-term life partner? Ursula, have you been the matchmaker at any of the weddings?
Oh, wow. Now, that's a big one.
How
many people can say that?
Not yet. I'm still holding on to hope.
How many people can say that I was the reason why they're together? That's pretty big.
That is big. That is big. I've gotten close. I've had long-term relationships based on me, but not marriage.
Mm.
I'm still holding on to hope.
As far as these former bridesmaids, I mean, if you have the money, go ahead and give it to them. If you're dragging someone into your wedding who says you should not marry this person, I guess I could kind of see their perspective, but what a crappy thing to do to just kick someone while they're down, Hey, pay me back. I was right.
Well,
that's the hardest thing to do is admit you're wrong when somebody tells you ahead of time.
I think there's no scenario where it is okay to demand the money back.
No, yeah, it is. Hard times right now. Give me that money. I spent $1,000. I need you to pay up, especially if y'all didn't make it a year. It's like a president of the United States.
If they made it a year, then it'd be okay. But there's a...
At least I feel better.
What if she was an awful bridezilla?
Again, then I would go back and say, why did I attend Bridezilla's wedding? I wouldn't agree to be a maid of honor. I wouldn't agree to be a bridesmaid if she's a horrible person.
Are you telling me if one of your sisters had gone a little crazy, like during their wedding, and been a bridezilla, you wouldn't have gone?
I would have considered not going. But no, I mean...
Let me make it a little bit more spicy.
My sisters would not be that way.
Are there some weddings that you went to, Ursula, that you're like, it's not going to make it, and they proved you wrong?
There was a wedding that I thought would make it, and they didn't.
I'm not going to lie.
I'm shocked.
There's one that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Like when I think about going to weddings, I always think about this one. This was the most extravagant wedding.
Yeah.
This was the one like, oh my goodness, they're perfect for each other. Like it was the ultimate kumbaya type wedding. Everybody's in love. All the toasts, everything was perfect. I just knew they was going to be together forever. Man, they long.
Oh, I know. It's a shocker when it doesn't work out. You're like,
man, they lasted.
Wait,
by the way,
was it the most expensive wedding you've been to?
Yes, it was.
Gee and Jeff and Bonnie.
Nah, you know what, Jeff, Ernie, all of y'all. Listen, I don't know why you guys want to take shots at me. What did I do? I ain't done nothing to you.
Jeff and Bonnie. Gee is at 1 out of 3 for his own marriages. However, best for last.
Yeah. Brady, you been to some weddings, bruh?
I have, yes.
What's your record? What's your batting average?
I think I'm batting about 950.
Oh, wow. All of them still together, huh?
Wait, how many have you been to?
I think
20?
Probably like 8 or 9.
Wow.
And they all still together, see?
All but one. That's why I said 950.
He's also a lot younger. Give it time.
I mean, that's the wedding. I mean, especially if you're from the Midwest.
I thought you were glass half full.
In the Midwest, when you're in your 20s,
reality, though.
when you're in your 20s, you're going to weddings nonstop.
Yeah.
In the Midwest, everybody getting married fast, right away. That's why I think a lot of them. That's why the batting average ain't that great, because a lot of folks was getting married in their 20s.
You know what though? I'm also now attending weddings of people who are closer to my age, who are taking their second chance at love.
Yeah, I want my gifts.
I love
back.
that.
I want all my gifts back. But truth be told, I don't know why I'm sitting there lying. I didn't give no gifts. Y'all know I was broke. I ain't give you no gift. Hey, coming up next, we got the 11 o'clock hour. Gee Ursula.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. When it comes to the technology that the IRS is using, they're updating systems that haven't been updated in decades. And while that might sound great for them, it's usually bad for the taxpayer who owes.
It is, and their systems, unfortunately, they're just legacy systems. If you try to make an inquiry on some things, it's like you got to know how to use programming language to find it. But they are working on updating that system, and I hope that really they do, because they'll serve us better, the taxpayer better, and get things done quicker. The other thing they're doing is AI, just like every organization. So they're already using it to some extent to put in profile of certain things that they want to look for in a taxpayer and find those people and go after them or see what's going on, why they're not getting their money.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, call Greg Nunn, None Better Tax Resolution, 425-947-1967, or Google NUNN, None Better Tax Resolution.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at Progressive.com.
I just learned 10% of our electricity in Washington comes from nuclear energy.
I've heard it's reliable and has a small footprint, but what about the waste?
It's not what you might think. No overflowing dumpsters or leaking barrels. Used fuel is safely stored in solid form after powering homes, schools, and businesses for years. All nuclear power plants in the U.S. store their used fuel responsibly responsibly to protect the environment.
Where can I learn more?
You can learn about nuclear energy and used fuel at energy-northwest.com. Energy Northwest, powering our clean energy future.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
One day, the words on the page blur. You hold the menu a little farther away. It's subtle, until it's not. At Near and Far Vision Partners, we help you see clearly, near, far, and in between. Expert surgeons, advanced technology, sharper focus for every moment. Schedule your complimentary consultation at nearandfarvision.com or call 425-900-2414. Near and Far Vision Partners in Bothell.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Stacey Lynn in Washington, where the government shutdown will likely come to an end later this evening. The House is back in session, and a vote will take place a few hours from now on a spending bill to get things moving again. CBS's Nicole Killian is on Capitol Hill.
Once it gets to the floor, there will be a couple of procedural votes that have to take place first that will give us an indication of whether or not this bill is on the right path. And if so, we will see that final vote at some point later this evening. We expect it to take maybe 2 to 3 hours before we see that final vote.
And even if the shutdown does end today, it may take a bit to get the airlines back on track. WBZ reporter James Rojas is at Boston's Logan Airport.
Tragic what's happening with our nation, but I haven't been inconvenienced yet.
It's that yet part that has folks flying out, keeping their fingers crossed and their eyes on their flight status.
I don't think I've ever looked at the flight information as much as I have.
The House Oversight Committee released several emails claiming President Trump knew about the girls involved in Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking ring. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt on the defensive in today's press briefing.
These emails prove absolutely nothing other than the fact that President Trump did nothing wrong. And what President Trump has always said is that he was from Palm Beach and so was Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein was a member at Mar-a-Lago until President Trump kicked him out.
But still, legal analyst Lori Levinson says,
even without any legal problems, this certainly would pose a substantial political problem for Donald Trump, because everybody has been waiting to hear, was he knowingly involved in Epstein's illegal conduct?
A House vote calling for the full release of the Epstein files could come early next month. FBI Director Kash Patel says he visited China last week and they agreed to stop fentanyl precursors. Those are the chemicals used to make the deadly drug. He says by China tightening the control, the drug trafficking organization's ability to manufacture fentanyl in places like Mexico would be stopped. Well, there will be no more new pennies. Jim Ursula says the mint is pressing its last one today.
It costs nearly 4 cents to make a penny, and President Donald Trump has ordered its cancellation. The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia has been making pennies since 1793. Over the last 100 years, half of the coins made at U.S. mints in Philadelphia and Denver have been pennies.
And many of those are likely in your couch cushions or in between your car seats. Checking Wall Street, the Dow's in a good place this afternoon, up 380 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
An update in the mayor's race in Seattle. It's hotly contested. We'll give you that in just a moment. But first, KIRO News Radio traffic. We are looking a lot better than this morning, even with the gloomy day. I-5 in and out of Seattle is just about, 37 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle, and about the same from Linwood to Seattle, even actually a couple minutes less. We do have an issue on 520 westbound, just east of 405 in Redmond. There's a collision partially blocking the left lane, but not causing too many problems there. Just be aware. 405 northbound at Northeast 124th, a disabled vehicle blocking the center lane. And 405 is still struggling a little bit from 167 up through the S-curves and getting into Newcastle, and then also down from I-90 into Renton. Let's get a check on that drive. Renton to Bellevue is 25 minutes, and Bothell to Bellevue is 22 minutes at this point. Heads up if you're driving on US 2 in the north end, just east of Northeast 182nd. There are fallen trees blocking all lanes. We will keep you updated on that. This traffic report brought to you by Seattle Sports. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. The city of Seattle is moving closer to electing a new mayor after Tuesday's ballot drop shows challenger Katie Wilson's lead growing. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports Wilson's goal is to be more transparent than other mayors.
Up 1,350 votes over Mayor Bruce Harrell, Wilson told reporters she plans on kicking off her first term tackling homelessness. But she says she expects bureaucratic obstacles will try and get in her way and slow down her agenda.
But I think really being transparent and honest about what we're doing and about the obstacles that we come up against, hopefully we can bring people along.
There are 600 more ballots to count in the race. An additional 3,000 votes remain uncured or won't be counted because they were too late. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
It looks like a 30-year fixture in East Side politics is about to be unseated. Conrad Lee was first elected to the Bellevue City Council in 1994, and he was reelected 8 times, even serving as mayor. But newcomer Noreen Breyer has pulled ahead with 53% of the vote. She has some high-profile endorsements, and if elected, Breyer intends to focus on housing by promoting more mixed-use development and strengthening protections for renters and tenants. She also wants to expand public transit. The city of Redmond is the latest to grapple with the possibility of federal agencies accessing flock surveillance cameras. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin reports.
Community members say that they're concerned how much data the cameras are actually storing. They tell us that they don't want it to be misused. And the Redmond flock cameras were installed across the city in June. City leaders tell us the cameras are meant to be used to solve crimes and find missing people. Now, a few months later, that program is shut down as city council determines if there are privacy concerns within their systems. Redmond officials emphasize this pause is not tied to any misconduct inside of their department or systems, but to ease community anxiety around the tech.
The Northern Lights put on a show around the Puget Sound area last night. The National Weather Service says a severe geomagnetic storm dipped south of Canada, making the aurora visible here. If you missed it, though, we have pictures at mynorthwest.com. Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. High at 57, drying out, but rain expected again tomorrow, again with a high of 57. It's 53 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery with KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to all of you. I don't know what the date is.
I'll help you.
What is it? Oh, Wednesday, November 10th.
Yes.
Oh, 12th. What's one of them?
It's November 12th.
No, I'm thrown off right now,
Yeah, why
Ursula,
are you thrown off?
Because we just had a segment on the show, and I told people in the newsroom just now how my boy AJ, because I thought about something. Everybody's like, oh, I've hooked this person up, and I'm just like, nobody ever said, hey, here's this nice fella by the name of G. That didn't happen. My own homeboy AJ knew who I was and still didn't say nothing. And so I just sent a text to the group chat, and I just told him, I'm still holding it against you, player.
I bet you are.
That's the way he looked. He looked at me like I didn't
think you were a good marriage material?
He didn't think I was good at all. So that's right. I'm putting his government name out there. Adam.
So now, are you able to say, Proved you wrong.
I've been doing that my whole life. Proving people wrong. I'm tired.
I know. I was going to say, it must be exhausting. Okay.
All right, Ursula, what you got for us?
Well, I want you to, first of all, remember that we are going to be doing Agree to Disagree coming up at 11:30.
Yeah.
Also, want to say that a bunch of you have been nominating folks and texting the word joy for our joy baskets. So I just want to say thank you for that. And again, we will be reading and we will be sharing some of the stories of the people who were nominated, and we look forward to sharing the baskets as well. Okay. But again, text us 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Top stories at 11
on the Gee and Ursula Show.
So we're going to go up north to Cedro-Woolley, where the school board has now passed a new civility policy, which is aimed at trying to calm tensions after 2 years of heated and often confrontational public meetings. Now, you've seen what happens at some of these school board meetings. Mm-hmm. I mean, they can go nuts, right? Yeah. I mean, parents are very passionate, and so right now in Cedro-Woolley, they're saying that board members, parents, staff, visitors, they all have to behave during these meetings, and they are urging respect for the dignity, identity, and cultural background of others. They're also going to be banning abusive language, shouting, taunting, or jeering. This is coming from Cascadia Daily News, which reports that the change comes after there were a series of text exchanges at board meetings over everything from trans student rights to district leadership changes. During one October meeting, a frequent commenter spoke about wokeness and furries in schools, and then someone in the audience began coughing loudly to drown him out, prompting the board president to gavel the room to order. The board president, Eric Johnson, called the outburst unacceptable and outlined a 3-strike system moving forward. Now, after the first warning, speakers will be asked to stop. After a second, he says they're going to have to choose to leave. On a third, we'll recess the meeting and we'll contact law enforcement. So now the district's only going to hold future meetings at the administrative office, not at the schools. And a spokeswoman for the school says the change is meant to protect kids. Now, does it surprise you that any district, but let's just say the Cedro-Woolley School District has had to basically tell adults to behave like adults?
No, it does not surprise me. But does it surprise you that the narrative is always, oh my goodness, these kids, oh my goodness, they're eating Tide Pods, oh my goodness, Gen Z, oh my goodness. That's always a narrative. But the truth is that usually the people that are the most ridiculous, the aunt in your group chat that sends you fake news, it's usually the adults that makes things. At a little league game, baseball game, at youth sports, is it the kids or is it the adults? So I just, a lot of topics we talk about, Ursula, it just blows my mind how we just sit back and we just, I don't know, follow along with these false narratives. It's always the adults that be messing things up. It's always the adults at these stuff that just say the most outlandish things that are just the most terrible examples in the world. It's the do as I say, not as I do generation.
I wasn't even going to bring this up, but something happened last night where I made the mistake of going on one of our Facebook pages.
Okay.
Not our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page, because this wouldn't happen.
Have you ever argued any kids on our Facebook page?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
And so someone wrote on there, and it was one of our posts, and that particular page is not kind to our show. There are a lot of people who are very pro-Trump and pro-MAGA, and they know that we've been critical of this administration.
And you think they would be too, but go ahead.
So, well, but what I took offense to is I don't care if people say, hey, we don't like you, or we disagree with it or whatever. But when you're making a point and saying things like demon rats or dem rats, or I mean even maggots, I mean whatever it is, and just resorting to name calling, which is something that I will proudly say we do not do on this show. Right. We have never ever said everyone who voted this way or that way is, XYZ, insane, blah, whatever it is. I made the mistake of actually trying to engage this person, and because I looked and I was like, who writes this.
Right.
And it was someone who espoused to be a Catholic Christian mom, et cetera. And so I said, man, that just doesn't, one Catholic to another, that just doesn't feel very Christian, doesn't feel very kind.
Mm-hmm.
And the response was laughable. And the reason I bring this up is because we've gotten to the point where people don't care anymore about whether it's the name calling, just throwing everybody into a lump, and just having just this lack of civility.
Mm-hmm.
And I always think, would you do it to someone's face? But when you talk about what happens in these school board meetings, they're doing it.
No, they don't do it to your face. But I'm glad you're bringing this up because I want to stop right there, Ursula. So you get on there and you try to engage with this person and you told them, you see their profile and you see that they are, Christian or Catholic or whatever the case might be.
Mom. I just tried to appeal to her as a mom. It's like,
So
is this something that you want your kids to emulate?
So from your perspective, and you have, been around, you've known a lot of people. From your perspective, why do you think that some people resort to the name calling? Like, for an example, we don't like Donald Trump. I don't. But you will never hear me call him any of the awful names. You'll never hear me call him this. When he stumbled, whether it's on Air Force One on the stairs, you will never hear Gee and Ursula comment, ah, ha, ha. No. We don't do that. Why do you think that people do that with the name call, in your opinion?
I think that goes deep. I mean, a number of things. One is everyone's entrenched in their side winning.
Okay.
I think that people have a low self-esteem when they resort to name calling. I think that's a big thing. You know how that comment is that saying goes, hurt people want to hurt people. I think there's some of that. I think that it's to the point where, and then others emulate and copy what they see. If someone, and I will start with the top, if someone resorts to name calling, and it starts from the president and any other political leader or anyone in a leadership position, if you have and I'll put ourselves in that position.
Okay.
We have an ability to influence. And if we were just to do that on a daily basis, it's desensitizing. And it's saying it's okay. And I find it sad. And I keep asking myself, like, why do I try to wade in there and try to persuade someone to think differently or do differently?
So we get name called. And by the way, somebody texted in and said, well, Gee, you called Donald Trump a grifter. I'm not saying anything about his physical body, or I'm not calling him the colors that people call him. But okay. Whenever I see that online, or people send me messages, or we see the text line and this and that, I just, for me, I really kind of feel bad for you, because I think that it takes a lot. You have to be in a certain place. Like, happiness can't really be that much of a space. And by the way, some of these adults, we're talking about 50 plus. 50 plus.
Listen to you.
Well, I'm there.
Like, you should know. Yeah,
I'm there, right? Like, you would think
there's no age in.
Well, you would think that 50 plus would understand, like, hey, like, really, the name calling at this age. That's why I'm bringing up that age.
My 25-year-old understands it.
Well, but I think, and we see like these examples. And what they see, like, you wouldn't think that adults at this age would mimic what they see. And by the way, sometimes I go to the profiles and I'm just clutching pearls when I see some of these folks talk about God first. Like, when I was growing up, right, let's see, maybe not. I was going to say, like, some of the nicest people that I met, right, so usually were in the church. That's how it used to.
Some of the nicest people I have met are in the church, and some of them truly live their beliefs.
Yes.
And that's when I'm still like, whoa, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even sure how we got into this discussion, but
Blame me.
talking about how people have lost that civility now in public, that you have to have a Cedro Woolley school board saying we have to have a new civility policy.
Will we ever get back to decorum? Will we ever get back? Because
I think there just needs to be a basic a baseline of this is not okay behavior. Period.
I think part of the problem is it becomes entirely rational to name call people and to throw out invectives if you fundamentally don't believe in other people's basic humanity. And what we have seen over the past 20 years or so, I'm going to start it with Rush Limbaugh, is the consistent dehumanization of people who vote a certain way in this country. I mean, to the point where parasites, vermin, evil pedos, groomers, perverts, thugs, disease, sick, radical, vile terrorists, monsters, that's regular language that we hear on broadcast television. And if you fundamentally believe that other people are evil, they're not fully human, that is the language that comes about as a resort. I mean, I will have you remember that Christianity was a justification for slavery. Christianity and religion was a partial justification for the racial purity laws in Germany. Religion does not dictate your own personal morality. That comes from within.
Well, I hear what you're saying, Chef, and I do want to say, and it makes you crazy when I say this, but I have also seen people on all sides of the political spectrum using name calling.
Sure.
I mean, Hillary Clinton called them deplorables. So someone just
she
mentioned
said a certain portion of his followers.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Nazis
you know
are deplorable.
Yeah, I know, but
yes,
Jeff,
it is on both sides.
It is, and I get what your point is, but we go nowhere if we only try to assign it to one side. I just want to get back to where are we with getting back to human decency.
Yeah, and you know what, when I think of name calling and things, I really don't think of Donald Trump, and I'll tell you why I don't. I don't think of him because I understand and know why he's doing it. You see what I'm saying? Like, I know what his game plan is. You go through the last 10 months and you see how much money that he and his family have accumulated. I understand the game. But the part where I just am like confused on are the adults like the ones that you engaged with. And so when you do that on your social media and you name call and you do that, so
do you think it makes you look good?
Well,
like seriously, I mean, I look and go,
but what do
is this helping anybody?
But what do your kids say and your grandkids say?
This particular woman said, "My kids are adults." So, but Liz in Gig Harbor says, it pains me to see so many politicians in the Democratic Party call our president Hitler, and they do it frequently. And she says, I'm not a big fan of his, but to see people dehumanize him, that's upsetting to her.
Well,
actually, I think there have been 2 Democrats who've made any Hitler-type reference. So if you're talking about some commenter online, that is much different than an elected leader. We're not pulling random people off Twitter and equating them to, I don't know, the Speaker of the House.
But okay. I'm gonna get back to where I am.
I want to give my point at some point.
Yeah, please do. Please do. Go ahead.
My entire point is the fact of this. We can sit here and what about when Bill Clinton and what about with Hillary Clinton? When your kids see you doing these things,
yes.
When your grandkids see you doing these things, they can't decipher, okay, I see grandma getting out of bounds right here, but wait a minute, if I go back 10 years ago, and what about I saw a Democrat, like,
They don't care.
They don't care about that. So
yes,
if you're leaving a legacy and you want, and just so we're clear, your son or daughter, your granddaughter are going to go into the workforce. And when they go there, they're going to realize when HR comes with the manila envelope and say, here are your walking papers, and it's ingrained in you to call people these names that you say on social media, and you figure that's not how the real world works.
No.
So that's the point that I just wanted to make. I mean, that's
a great point.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, absolutely right. I mean, and we could go on, but again, I'm just going to start with myself because that's the only thing I can control. And it's like, I'm just not going to engage. I mean, I wanted to say something back to her, and I was like, no.
Yeah,
I'm not going to name call.
Selfishly speaking, Ursula, I'm not going to pat myself on the back. Probably one of the biggest reasons that I probably filter myself so much because I can literally lose my job.
We all can, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I can't.
We can.
Yeah, well,
there are different standards.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, oh, yeah. Oh, I know you're going there. Yeah, that's a good point. Not everybody in our profession would lose their job. That's right. All right, that threw me off. I was going to just throw myself under the bus, because I think that I do hold myself back because I don't want to lose this affiliation and this job, and so I want to make sure I do the right things and say the right things. But also, I think I'm a decent person, too.
You are a decent person. So bottom line is, my question would be, like, before you start calling somebody a name, is that the best version of yourself? That's what I just ask myself. Like, am I proud of who I am by doing this?
So the next time you engage on the website, maybe you should say that.
I did.
You should ask.
I stopped myself. I was nope.
You should ask him, are you proud?
Oh, I kind of did.
Oh, you did?
She stood by her statement.
Agree to disagree next.
At Madrona Financial and CPAs, we believe there are 7 steps that must be taken in preparation for a successful retirement. Retirement needs more than just a basic income plan. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
If you or someone you know, maybe a friend or a loved one, were involved recently in an incident over a weekend, well, you're not alone. Halloween weekend, especially the month of November, are some of the highest times and days for DUI nationally. Reach out to DUI Heroes and speak to Jonathan and his team. They are DUI defense specialists handling cases all over the state of Washington. 1-800-DUI-HERO or DUIHeroes.com. DUI Heroes, your DUI defense specialist.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Stacey Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate, noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit ProSculpt.com for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men It's prosculpt.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news.
A minimum wage increase proposal is moving forward in unincorporated King County.
KIRO News Radio.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
What's your holiday tradition? For most, it's gathering with a joyful meal. Unfortunately, for many families, that tradition feels out of reach. To help, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors the next time you're at Safeway checkout or visit nourishingneighbors.com.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. All eyes on the House of Representatives today as they vote on a measure to reopen the government later this afternoon. Washington Democrat Susan DelBene says she'll be voting no. She released a statement which reads in part, a bipartisan group, including Republicans who have indicated support for extending Affordable Care Act subsidies, should be fighting against the Senate bill when it comes to the House. But Washington Republican Congressman Michael Baumgartner says he will vote yes.
Disappointed in that statement by Congresswoman DelBene, but would certainly be more than willing to work with her on reducing health care costs, but not at the time of the metaphorical hostages of a government shutdown.
The Senate passed the measure on Monday. Even if the vote succeeds, air travel could be a problem for days to come. CBS News correspondent Carter Evans is in Los Angeles.
What we are hearing from both the government and airlines is yes. But that's a big if. They have to pass this bill tonight. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy has said he's not just going to all of a sudden ramp everything back up to full speed. He wants to make sure that those air traffic control towers are fully staffed and to be able to handle the number of passengers.
The U.S. Supreme Court is going to hear a case that questions mail-in voting, specifically counting ballots that arrive after Election Day. Former State Attorney General Rob McKenna says it would impact Washington's federal elections.
We're talking about the definition of federal law of, quote, election day for federal elections. So presumably it would not have any impact on ballots in non-federal elections.
President Trump claims late-arriving ballots undermine confidence in elections. Here's some political news you don't hear every day. A 24-year-old mayor. The coastal town of Ilwaco has elected a 24-year-old mayor. Eddie Hillard unseated the incumbent with nearly 76% of the vote. He's a local high school graduate and opened a restaurant in the community. This is his first political position. Now we're going to check with KIRO Newsradio traffic. Nate, what do you see?
Oh, it's looking great out there, Jillian. This report brought to you by Global Credit Union. Our only backup out there, it's a big one, is southbound 405 as you head into Renton. We're solid from I-90 to Northeast 44th, where we have a disabled vehicle blocking the right lane. A tow is on scene, so this will be cleared at any moment. Meanwhile, Bellevue to Renton's going to take you a half hour. That's a 15-minute delay. Northbound 405 slows briefly from the Renton Landing up to the scene at Northeast 44th. Renton to Bellevue, 20 minutes. Some drive times on our wide-open commutes. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle is a 10-minute trip on both bridge routes. Linwood to Seattle just under 20 minutes. Seattle to Federal Ways at 25 minutes. And it's a half-hour drive between Olympia and Tacoma in either direction. Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts and early payday with direct deposit. Learn more at globalcu.org. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Cloudy and dry for now. Rain tomorrow and a high 57 degrees. It's 53 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. It's time for us to agree to disagree, brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves, just really go at it.
I want you guys to put yourself in the perspective of someone who is either considering going to college or someone who's coming out of college in the job market, and ask you a question about whether you think this career path could be worth it. This caught my advice. There's a man in Texas who walked away from a $200,000 job in tech sales to literally scoop dog poop. He says it's the best decision he ever made in his life. Ryan Lund says he launched Pup Patrol, which is a pet waste removal business that brings in thousands of dollars a month. He said he used to spend every day selling fluff to clients who didn't need it, and says, I'd rather be about picking up poop than doing another 2-hour demo with a guy on ketamine with a God complex. Get this. So he charges about $110 a month to clean people's yards. He now has over 200 customers. Do that math. He's raking in, about 20 grand a month. He has 2 employees now. He had 87 customers within 1 month of launching his business. Gee, if you're advising a young person these days, what do you think's a more solid career path? Picking up poo or going to college?
Picking up poo. Because you are in control, 1. 2, you're doing something that most won't want to do. By the way, look for the jobs that people don't want to do. 22 years ago, when I went up to the Seahawk facility, you would think that there would be a lot of people that were just waiting to clean the cars of the Seattle Seahawks. No, it was empty. Nobody was there. I was able to just walk right in. So this job right here, they get it. And just so we're clear, Ursula, did you know that AI, ChatGPT, in the year 2025, its usage has gone up. But guess when it dropped the most? I'll tell you. June 1st. Guess what? What's so synonymous with June 1st? Why would ChatGPT usage drop by almost 75%?
Summer?
Boom.
Yeah.
School is over with. School's out, right? Because most of the kids that are going to school, they know what AI is about to do. They know where it's going. So you will see a lot of decisions over the next few years that will be and will dictate that. So anyway, pick up the poop.
Well, but if your question was what kind of advice would you give given this scenario where this guy had this opportunity?
Solid career path.
Yeah,
solid waste career path, I guess.
One, I wouldn't. I would also point out that there are some things that this guy did differently to market himself in a different way.
Yeah.
And it was like, hey, I could have had this high paying job, but I'm going to scoop poop and actually laugh all the way to the bank because now I'm making more money than that. Essentially, he was a genius in marketing.
Yeah, he's a good marketer.
Yeah. So I think that works for somebody.
Are you about to say it?
What's that?
Are you about to say between these two, go to college or scoop poo? Which one are you going to do?
What I do?
Which one would you advise this person to do? Go to college?
Oh, if it's my sons, I would say go to college.
206 says, where is the value in education? Go to college, then scoop poop.
There you go.
Here's my question back. Okay, let's just say that's the idea, Ursula. Go to college, then scoop poop. What will they learn in college to make them more prepared for poop scooping?
Critical thinking skills. They'll also learn about networking. They will also learn, depending on what it is that they study. I mean, you and I will go round and round on this. I still think there's value in education. I think it's overpriced right now, especially out of state. But I will always be a proponent of higher education.
So you agree that it's overpriced?
Oh, yeah.
And you would still tell someone to go to college before going to poop?
Yeah, because I know that statistically speaking, there's still a much better chance of you making more money with that college education.
It's not because of the education. It's because of the things that surround the education.
And whatever it is that comes along with that education, I'm still going to say statistically and research still points out. And again, it's not for everybody. Would I say it for everybody? In the case of my sons, it was for them, and it's worked out really well.
But that research involves a lot of who got the internships. That research revolves around a lot of who got into college. Yeah, that research revolves around who's able to pay for college. There's a lot of
But again, you just asked me, what would I advise, and that's what I would advise.
I don't know. I saw this story, and it's occasionally you run across something that makes you think, what have I been doing with my whole life to this point? When I realized I could be pulling in 6 figures as a pooper scooper, I was like, might be time for a career change.
Yeah, again, he had to do certain things to make it so that he was
Facebook
special.
ads and Google ads.
Yeah, it's not going to be for everybody.
Sign me up. He's got people scooping the poop for him now.
What if that person has to take out student loan debts? Would you still advise it? Still?
Again, if it makes sense for them and if it's something that they want to do and if there is a way to pay off those student loans, again, yes, I would.
We got next.
All right, moving on. So, as we know, federal prosecutors say 2 Cleveland Guardians pitchers, Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz, were secretly fixing baseball games, throwing pitches designed to win bets rather than win games. And according to the 23-page indictments, tens of thousands of fans bought tickets and millions more watched what they thought were legitimate contests, but some of those games weren't actually real. To wit, Slate magazine says baseball is compromised, G. And I ask you now, with the rise of sports betting, can we ever trust that the games we are watching are real ever again?
Dang it. This is a hard question because I can't answer like I want to. Wait, did you say baseball? You said baseball, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I can understand if you are a baseball fan having more questions and scratching your head more today than ever. Because what went down with Shohei Ohtani has me still scratching my head.
Specifically, that he is still...
That Shohei Ohtani had an interpreter, and the interpreter got caught gambling.
Millions?
Wait. He had used Shohei Ohtani's money, took money from Shohei Ohtani. And then Shohei Ohtani said, it's okay, come on back. You can still work for me, even after taking the money. And it was then he did it again, allegedly. He did it again. And then it was, hey, we can't have this anymore. So, yeah, your boy's scratching his head. But hey, Shohei Ohtani's a champion, though.
I know. When you were watching the World Series, every time he came up, I mean, I can't say that I wasn't thinking about that whole thing. Like, how did he get away with this? Yes. I mean, and, nothing's been proven, et cetera, but there was always that, that's the guy who has the interpreter who got in trouble for gambling.
Yeah. The
I
guy
just
who
cannot believe that.
Stole millions without him noticing.
Yeah. Like,
I don't know. Gee, the problem with the whole sports betting thing is if it ever puts the question in your head that, someone could have rigged the outcome to this, you've already lost, right? Because that question is now always going to be there. The conspiracy theories are always going to be there. And if you have one instance where it's proven that it happened, then great. You've lost all trust. Sports has officially lost all trust, I think.
Hey, Brady, you're a baseball guy.
Oh, yeah.
Do you 1,000% trust that everything happening in baseball is on the up and legit?
I mean, I don't think anyone in any sport can deal in 100% certainty in this. I mean, I wouldn't say it's easy to rig a game of baseball. For prop bets, maybe. For the outcome, it's a lot harder. You could tell a pitcher, hey, I'm going to throw this fastball down the middle every single time. The batter still has to hit it and put a good swing on it. It's a lot harder to do it in some sports than others, but I mean, there's always going to be that lingering question in the back of your head. Who's corrupted next? Who else has gotten involved with a bookie? All this different stuff, and
not to mention like these Venezuelan players or international players who can have their families kidnapped back home and held for ransom to win prop bets.
You know, Ursula, when my mama back in the day would ask me a question, I used to always wonder how she always knew I was lying. She knew I was lying because I just couldn't answer it directly. I'd always have this, but if, and then, because so-and-so, and then would have, and then, see, Brady couldn't answer that question. You know what I mean? He had to go around this turn and make a detour and U-turn right there, boy. And hey, by the way, Brady, I had to do the same thing. I did a whole lot of mental gymnastics with this sports topic. Coming up next, text message, feedback, and then Ursula's Words to Live By.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes.
All right, here's a quick confession. The reason Nick, my wife, is going to Longevity Medical Clinic is because why?
I got sick of watching you sleep at night when I was awake.
Wait a minute. Here's what would happen. I'd be asleep because I've got my hormones balanced thanks to Longevity Medical Clinic. I'm asleep, and then Nick would go, "Are you asleep? Are you sleeping? That's not fair. I can't sleep." I'm like, "So you're going to wake me up?"
Yes, because I didn't want you to have more energy than I would the next day, and I was up all night.
So what did I say to you? I said, so go to the Longevity Medical Clinic. Do the same thing I did. Get your hormones balanced. You'll sleep better, right?
And I did.
Right. You don't have to wake me up anymore and go, it's not fair that you're sleeping.
I know.
But didn't you see that it wasn't fair that you were waking me up?
Yes, because now you're the one taking the dogs out because I'm still asleep in the morning.
So we're both getting good night's sleep. We're both getting lots of energy, and we're happy.
You want me to tell you why? Because my hormones are now balanced.
Okay, I don't want to hear about your hormones right now. So be like Nick and get a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Hey, Brock Heward here. Taking the First Mark Insurance Challenge could save your family a lot of money. It saved us thousands. First Mark works for you. Search in the carriers for lower rates and better coverage. If that sounds smart, go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
When the weather outside is frightful, a hot tub or sauna is delightful. During Olympic Hot Tub's Heat Up the Season sale, gift yourself year-round wellness with a saltwater hot spring spa or Tilo sauna. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and $250 free hair hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Fall rains can expose hidden roof problems, and once water gets in, the damage only gets worse. Is your roof ready for the season? Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. At State Roofing and Exteriors, we repair and replace roofs with a quality you've trusted for decades. And yes, we also provide siding, windows, decks, and gutters to keep your entire home protected. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule a free estimate. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
DC politicians want to enact harmful credit card mandates that could take away your cash back and rewards points. Perks that stretch your budget and make life a little easier. Losing these benefits means less money for your family's everyday essentials like gas and groceries. The perks you rely on could disappear, leaving you with higher costs and fewer options. Tell Congress to guard your card and oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates.
Paid for by Electronic Payments Coalition.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
It's Gee Ursula. Good morning to all of you. That's right. Some of you all will be shocked to know that I still got this news boss open. I'm proud of myself. Good morning, Ursula. What you got for us?
Well, let's talk about the Jeffrey Epstein emails that were released. Aaron in Puyallup says, what about Bill Clinton? What about everyone else? We need to see all of whoever's on that list. We need to see them yesterday.
Jeff in Body Lake says, the White House statement is instructive in how messages are delivered. They said they selectively leaked emails to the liberal media to create a false narrative and smear President Trump. And this is what's educational. Number 1, they do not say the emails are lies or fakes. Number 2, they tell something true and add an important lie. It's true that they were selectively leaked to create a narrative and smear President Trump, 1,000%. But the lie is that it's a false narrative. That's how you get people to believe lies. Tell something that's almost true.
On the president saying that America doesn't have enough talent and then wanting those H-1B visas for immigrant workers, Gerard in Edmond says the tech bros are getting what they paid for with their ballroom donations. Lower paid foreign workers are better for the bottom line.
Irene in Tacoma says what workers will want to come on visas when they aren't sure how safe they will be. There are hundreds of skilled workers from South Korea that are now planning on suing the Trump administration for detaining them and kicking them out of the country. They were here legally.
There is now a Jeff Bezos-backed company that lets you invest in the real estate rental market for as little as $100. Doug in Anacorta says this real estate idea is a very bad idea. Here's why. You are now giving big corporations more money to suck up even more single-family homes on the market, removing more from individual buyers. Yes, Jeff Bezos is going to make more money. Stop this.
253. Berkshire Hathaway and other money market funds have been buying up houses to rent, paying cash for the house, outbidding other buyers, and keeping them out. All this does is raise the price of homes, as homes are now part of the stock market. The more companies do this, the less housing availability for normal buyers. Before we move on, Ursula, so my whole point, Ursula, what do? You gonna wait for the rules to change? Because for some reason, it doesn't seem and feel like the rules are going to change. It's going to seem like the top folks, Berkshire Hathaway, will still be able to come in and buy cash homes. By the way, I don't think that should exist either.
Doug in Mount Vernon says shares in real estate sounds like a pyramid scheme for shares in a pyramid.
Doug. Working from home. EJ in Burien says, G, again, work at home compared to football is silly. Ursula said if you are productive at home, your criticism is not about them. Where's the criticism about those who slack off in the office? Doesn't matter where the location is. It is about good supervision.
And I will say that it is about good supervision. And it's easier to do that supervision when you actually see people, it seems to me. But I think that shouldn't be an excuse. And with that, I do believe it is a lack of supervision.
I just want to say, Ursula, all throughout when we were having to come back to work and everything, no. Go ahead.
Wait.
I just want, because I would have got myself in trouble.
Okay. I shared the story of having to pick someone out of a lineup. And 206 texted in and said, Ursula, I too grew up in Eugene, and many people I know had attempts of sexual assault on them or similar cases. Eugene was a hotspot for that kind of behavior. I had it from a cop himself who said that.
Wow. And then Glenn, our good buddy Glenn C-Tech says, when I was in the military, I got picked to stand in a lineup. It was a potential sexual assault. They had 6 of us stand on the sidewalk. The victim was in the window in plain sight about 25 feet away. Wow. What a farce. This was in 1975, mind you.
Wow, I'm so sorry. Okay,
right.
I think with that...
Time for your words to live by. What you got?
I love this. Ian McLaren says, be kind. For everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Ultimately, I think that's just what we got to remember. Be kind. And just one last shout out, because if you know someone who has been putting everyone else before themselves, never asking for anything, let's change that. You do have a chance to nominate them for the Gee and Ursula Moments of Joy project. Text the word joy to 888-973-5476 or go to mynorthwest.com/community to share their story, and they could get one of our dozen gift baskets that we are giving out.
Good stuff. All right, Ursula.
We're going to do this again tomorrow.
We'll do this again tomorrow. It's Thursday tomorrow. It sure would be nice if it was Friday.
Friday Eve.
Thanks, Ursula. Thank you, Chef. Appreciate you getting a good show. Hey, Brady. One of my partners said, hey, man, I like that Brady. So, Brady, you got any last words?
I'd say don't give up on sports as a whole. It's still entertainment. I'm still going to watch it, and not everyone's out there cheating, but someone probably is.
Brady, dude, I like you, man. You're just a great dude. The Jake and Spike show coming up next. You know, by the way, Ursula, you mentioned that word kind. You know, at the end of the show, we say the same thing every time.
Sure do.
Here we go.
Never gets old.
Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, do what? Oh, be kind.
Hope you have as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
The John Curley Show.
What is this world coming to? I ask you.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
I love going to the dump there in Fremont before it became the transfer station. This guy pulls up, and from the back of his truck, he looked like he had his grandmother's entire house. And I just waited, and every time he'd throw something in, I would just spear it like a fish.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube. Weekdays 3 to 7. And download the KIRO Newsradio app.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs, with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
With Progressive's collision coverage, my family gets up to $1,000 for vet bills if I'm injured in a car accident. And that makes this Chihuahua really feel like part of the family. What's that? I don't sound like a Chihuahua? Oh, I'm sorry. What exactly am I supposed to sound like? I guess all Chihuahuas are high-strung, riding around in expensive designer purses. Actually, I prefer riding in cars. So I appreciate that my family protects me with Progressive's pet collision coverage. Okay, maybe I am a little high-strung. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. Our local tax expert Greg Nunn wants taxpayers to know the IRS is now going after older cases very aggressively. If you received Form CP-504 from the IRS, do not ignore it. Be proactive and resolve your situation with Greg Nunn, N-U-N-N, None Better Tax Resolution.
Oh, hey, remember those yodelers who met in the Alps? I wired them euros from the bank, and they sent me their yodels in a can.
You wired money for canned yodels? That is so dumb. Banks are slow, and they hide fees and overseas transfers and exchange rates.
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
If you're gonna send money to Europe, just use Wise. Wise is super fast and never hides fees.
Smart. You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart. Get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at Progressive.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio.